Hello?
Hello.
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 We're here. It's every other Friday.
Yay.
Time to celebrate, and everybody's here. We got some good stuff. Last episode was a doozy. So let's get right into it, shall we? So hello, friends. It's Friday, and welcome to GutPunchRP, a tabletop role-playing game stream channel focused on inclusivity in gaming spaces and charity. You can type !donate into the chat to get a link to our ongoing Tiltify event for I Need Diverse Games. And you can type !charity to learn more about them and all that they do. They are really cool. Each month we do give away some lovely prizes to random prizers. It's fine. Lovely prizes to random donors. It's gonna be great.
Words
Just
are
so you
hard.
are aware, the words are so hard, and we just started. Because this is a charity stream, the money that comes in from those bits and subs does go right back into the channel to be used for getting wonderful prizes and to help us make this channel even better than it already is. Did you know that we are sponsored by tabletoploot.com? You can type !tabletoploot for a link. And be sure to use the code GutPunchRP to save 15% at checkout. And we are also sponsored by Dungeons Gate, which is a local Midwestern game shop. You can type !Dungeons Gate to check out their website, and be sure to use the code GutPunchRP to save 10% on anything that is not already discounted. Yeah, so check them out. They've got lots of good stuff. They sponsor a lot of our prizes that we have here, as does Tabletop Loot and some other really cool places. Tonight, we are going to be giving away some really, really pretty dice, so make sure you stick around at the break for your chance to win. Look at them. They're so pretty. Blue and green, swirl. Oh, I love them.
Sparkly.
Stick around if you want a chance to win those. Would you like to support us in non-monetary ways? Follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Liking the videos, tweets, and retweeting our Go Live tweets really does help the channel. It help us get our word out there that we have some pretty awesome shows going on here. If this is your first time to the channel, welcome! You have joined us for episode 9 of Darkness Rising, a homebrew fantasy 5e campaign. We do play every other Friday, so be sure to join us again. Also join us on Monday for the Spooktastic Laurelwind. They just finished a major arc and are getting ready to start another one. It's going to be pretty cool. And then every opposite Thursday to our Fridays, we have our Cow Pals adventure, always starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So let's get into the recap, shall we? It is a long one, so I apologize, but there was a lot dumped last week. So last time on Darkness Rising, the party, you know what, we're not going to do a recap, I can't do this, no, I'm kidding. The party finally makes their way to Gregan's home, a small cottage that is vomiting plant life. She seems unfazed and walks in easily, and the party follows after. Eldrin, Gregan's apprentice, proved to be just as eccentric as she warned him to be. The party found him using his magic to try and mix natural plant magic with necromancy in an unnatural blend of abomination of magic. Luckily, he's been so far unsuccessful on that front. Though they do find out that the Evertree, the heart and center of Eurasia and its capital of Aletha, has changed colors. Its usually green leaves are now yellow, and according to an old tome written by Gregan and possibly Reyna herself, a leaf has fallen. The party is able to get a few more answers out of Eldrin, and while the party celebrates Chi's official birthday, Quinn wrist pockets the journal. In a panic, Eldrin leaves to go and search for the journal, and the party makes a hasty retreat. With the plant-infested cottage behind them, the party stops to finally decide what to do about Jira. She makes a few unwelcomed remarks, and Anissa does her the kindness of relieving her of 20 excess pounds by chopping off her head. To make sure no one will find the body, Quinn attempts to set her on fire and accidentally ignites a small vial of clear, flammable liquid that catches Quinn, Anissa, Jade, and River in a fiery explosion. The town of Harvale is a simple place where its citizens watch and smile but do not openly welcome the party to their streets. When the ye old consumer general goods owner proved to be a pompous, arrogant woman who clearly didn't want that coin, the party traveled across the way to ye old verdant walls and met a respectable woman named Brielle, who was more than happy to chat with the group about the goings-on in town. She informed the party about missing persons and the brutality of the guards working under the mayor. In exchange for 2 of her spiciest woman love woman novels, she asked the party to find out what happened to the people in town. The party decided to find an abandoned house to stay in for the night. Kira's divine sense alerted her to the desecrated nature of the tavern, which outweighed the feeling of a fiend she had pinged nearby. When further clarification was requested, she divulged a little more about her own backstory. She wasn't always alone. She remembered her brother protecting her when the guards came for their parents, and then a few days later, those same guards coming for her brother. She asked the party if they are really going to find out what happened. Can they find her brother's ring? A silver band with a feather on it. The party asked she to describe the mayor to him, and the girl showed them an illusory image that, to the party's surprise, looked very familiar. So what is going on in Harvale? And why is Lauren here? And with that, we will pick up the morning after, unless there's anything you guys wanted to do. Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
There are things that we would like to do before bed.
All right. So then she just finished telling you or asking you to find her brother's ring. She kind of sits down on the floor, not really touching any of the furniture, and kind of like pulls her knees up to her chest and just kind of sits there with her arms on top of her knees. So what are we all doing?
I feel like I'm about to sneeze.
Bless you.
I think outside of game, we chatted about seeing if we could get Chi to tell us what the wife looked like. So
We did, yeah.
River, take that on, because I think I am gonna sneeze.
Okay. She, that was really impressive magic. You're really improving really quickly. Could you do one more? Do you know what the mayor's wife looks like?
Oh, yeah, Lady Arian?
Yeah.
I could do her. Although I'm not as pretty as she is. She's like super. But okay. And she closes her eyes and she waves her hand in front of her face. And you watch as her appearance, as it did when she turned into the mayor, shifts. And her hair becomes long, lustrous, dark brown locks of flowing waves. Her appearance looks to be somewhat curvier than a not yet teen child could have. She has tan skin with bright, piercing amber eyes. In the illusion, she has her in a very nice woolen dress, definitely finer quality than any of the dresses or outfits that you have seen so far on the locals. No silks or super rich fabrics, but still very well made, very well tailored, and fits her to a T, like a glove perfection. And she kind of looks down at herself. Essentially this, but much taller, and yeah.
Is she taller than her husband?
No. I mean, she is when she wears her really, really tall shoes, but otherwise, no.
As she should be.
Yeah, she's like at his eyes.
Does she look familiar? And what she is wearing, is it in fashion, or is it just kind of a a practical good throughout the years?
Okay, you can roll me a history check for anybody who wants to see if they recognize her. As for her fashion, River, you would definitely know that for a town like this, she is wearing something that a minor noble of a big city would wear. So definitely, like, this is this town's version of fine silks and very expensive fashion. It is clothing. It is absolutely in fashion currently, with its like lower neckline, which you'd see more in more seedy places. But she seems to be, at least the illusion, seems to be pretty confident in her gown.
At disadvantage, a dirty 20.
Ooh,
Okay.
All right.
10.
I'm intelligent base class.
That's a 21 for Liliana.
Okay.
Ooh.
With
18.
disadvantage, it's a 2.
18, 2,
I got a 5.
and a 5.
Hey,
All right.
single digit club.
Nice.
Okay, a quick note question. Liliana, have you been in big cities?
Yes, I've passed through a couple of big cities with my job.
Okay.
I've been contracted by churches and things like that.
Yeah, okay. Jade has not left her monastery before now, correct? Aside from going to, like, the nearby town?
Unless she did as a kid before she ended up at the monastery.
And then Quinn, I know. I know yours. Liliana, you have seen a woman who looks very similar to this, maybe if not exactly the same, when you had been passing through the city, the capital city of Eridor, in your travels, which is like just the opposite side of the country where your guild is based. Quinn, you have seen her. She has attended parties in the back in the capital city of Rilla, in Rhea, and she usually comes extremely fine dressed. And to see her in this, she looks like drab in comparison to what she normally would wear. River, you have also seen her before, but it was in passing when you were running through the halls, causing chaos as a child. But it has been years since you have seen her.
Does the age difference seem equivalent?
No.
Oh.
She looks almost identical to when you saw her as a child. Liliana, you probably saw her maybe like a month or two before we joined the party. And Quinn, it's probably been 3 or 4 years. Or no, longer than that, because it's been a while since you've been home. So probably 2 years before you left home was the last time you saw her. And it was only like 1 or 2 major parties. Not like, yeah.
Hmm. I believe that I recognize that woman to some degree. Anyone else?
She likes to give out sweets.
No idea.
She keeps them in her pocket.
I've
At least to me.
I've seen her a couple of times at events at the capital, although she seems to be dressing a bit down here comparatively.
Perhaps trying to keep a low profile?
Still extremely in fashion and relevant, and considering the fabrics for this town, it's extremely fancy for them, so could be just trying not to stand out too much. I've also seen her, but it's been years since I was a child, and she looks identical.
That
Yeah.
Don't like that?
No.
Mm.
It's
Curious.
Well,
And she's human, right?
I
Is that what you
mean,
said, Chi?
You mean she looks human? If she's something else, I don't know.
I guess appears to be would be the better question.
When we encountered Lauren, we did encounter a number of werewolves. There are
Mhm.
other rumored things that go bump in the night that also don't age.
If
Have any of you seen her in daylight?
that's where my mind was leaning as well. I didn't interact with her closely enough. Honestly, I don't pay much attention to the nobles in towns, especially when I'm on business, so I couldn't tell you in particular, but it wouldn't surprise me if she's a bit of a recluse, only comes out for nightly parties. If we could get closer to her, maybe watch her from a distance for a bit, I'd be able to likely come to a conclusion. This is sort of my forte.
And if I can at least get within a reasonable distance of her, then I can also tell if there's something evil about her.
As a point of note about that, your divine sense, Liliana would have rang as undead on your divine sense.
Ah! Hold on.
For everyone, I forgot to mention, I did retcon a little bit. I did say it in the recap, but last stream, in my brain, I heard Kira say that she was doing it as soon as they got out of the shop, so it only pinged one, but she said she was doing it over by the tavern, which she would have felt was like extremely desecrated. So that has now been, yes.
Sure.
She understandably was, too distracted to tell us the group immediately because she was looking at dear Lady Liliana, like, WTF,
What?
mate.
What?
Either way, we should try and get more of a beat on her. Whatever it is that she's up to in this town is likely connected to everything else that's been going on.
Chi, have you seen her out and about during daylight? Is that when she frequently... Yeah?
Yeah, she comes out, and goes on walks with her guards, sometimes 3 times a day. I don't think I've seen her more than 3, but she definitely comes out a few times and kind of goes around and says hi to everybody. But then it's once a week she comes out and she's all angry. She takes something. Well, she doesn't take them. Her guards take them. It's a thing that happens. That
Takes someone or something?
is someone.
Interesting.
She says that they're bad. Well, she doesn't say. The guards say that she said that they're bad. And then they take them away and we never see them again. So it's just kind of assumed that they're dead.
When we first came to town and everyone was kind of looking at you kind of suspiciously, or when we went to the store and the lady accused you of stealing, you know how that felt when they were looking at you and watching you?
Yeah.
And you know how Old Mount Gregan kind of cares for you, but he still looks after you, but it feels different?
Yeah.
How would you say these guards are watching her? What does it feel like? Does it seem like they're keeping a close eye on her, making sure she doesn't run away? Do you feel like they're trying to protect her?
Oh, they what's the word? They if she told them to do something and snapped her fingers, they would do it. Hands down, no questions asked. They would just
Old Man Gregan.
Yeah. Old Man Gregan.
You said that she gets angry.
Yeah, but I mean, it's not like she comes out raging like Anna does after it takes something. It's like she gets really quiet And then her face gets really, really hard. And then she gets scary. And not in like the monster under your bed scary, but like you don't want to be the reason that she's like that. That's when you know somebody did something bad.
Liliana's gonna dig around in her pack for this small, like palm-sized, hand leather-bound journal. And I'm just gonna start flipping through it and sort of cross-reference anything I've hunted or heard of being hunted by the guild in the past. See if I can try and start piecing together, like, at least what category of non-mortal thing she may or may not be.
Okay. At this point, she doesn't know enough, so she's definitely not human. Is all I can say that you would know, even without rolling.
Yeah.
For the current time.
Okay. I'll just open up like to a new page, start a header. It's got the town, location, date, weather.
Anissa was definitely listening the whole time, but she was also like doing the thing where you kind of stand next to the window and are watching the street. Is there like a change in movement as it goes tonight? Are there like guards patrolling? Do they walk certain paths? How many of them are there?
Only a perception check.
Ooh, we'll try.
Oh.
It's a 17.
Okay.
For 18 total.
Okay. As you're looking out the window and it gets darker outside, you watch as most of the people who are milling about do start to head in. But there are 3 who linger. And with the 17, I will say you notice that one of them is pointedly looking at the house in which you're staying. After about 20 or so minutes, you do see a small patrol of guards come through. There are 4 men with 1 leading. The 4 are completely enclosed in armor. Faceplate, everything. You can't see anything more than their builds. They all appear to be about similar heights. The man in the front is about half a head shorter than the others. And his breastplate, even in the darkening light, you can tell it has been polished to the point of glimmering in any light. So the torches that are being lit around town, he sparkles. Like, armor is probably more as a ceremonial piece than actual protection, but he seems to revel in it. And he, even being a head and a half shorter than the guys behind him, he walks around head held high, hand on his sword, shield on his back. And he Go ahead.
Do the guards and the people watching the house interact at all, or do like the people standing there back up, like anything like that?
The people who were watching do step back. The one who you noticed was pointedly looking at the house steps up to the guard, and they kind of exchange quiet words with one another. And he kind of glances back. And you kind of see him nod, and then he turns back, pats the man on his shoulder, and almost seems to like sort of send him off, like a good job, carry on, we'll take it from here kind of a thing. And the 2 other guys leave, but the one does not. The guard does resume its patrol. And it's probably about this time she is finishing up telling you all about Lady Arian's anger.
I would just kind of like lean back away from the window further and be like, we're being watched. Someone, I think, just told the guards we were here. I mean, we can try and wait it out, but I don't know where else we'd go, but I'm not sure this is a safe place anymore.
But they're not coming in.
They could be going to get more people. They don't know that we know necessarily that they were watching the house. And someone's still out there, so they're clearly gonna...
I mean, technically what we're doing is illegal. This is an abandoned house. So why would they not... Why are they assuming they'll need help? They must know who we are.
Or at least that it would have been equal numbers, and it's easier to take down anyone if you outnumber them.
If there are 4 people on the patrol and 3 people watching, then they outnumber us.
Were the guys who were like watching the house, did they look dressed for like a fight at all? Were they in leathers, or were they just in normal clothes?
If they're dressed for a fight, it was like a tavern brawl.
Yeah.
Like just your typical like loose farmer shirt with trousers and probably fairly rough spun half boots, because it's still like towards the end of summer, I believe, so it's still fairly hot out.
Just relay. No, they were definitely just informants, probably getting a few gold.
Right. Well, if we have an opportunity to make our way out, we could certainly take it. I don't know that we'll be able to stay anywhere in town where they won't be watching us.
How far are we from the woods right now? Like, the town is surrounded in woods, right?
Yeah, like this town is nestled in woods. So like from where you are, because you chose to... Actually, this is a good question. Would you have taken an abandoned house closer to the tavern or closer to the outskirts of town? Because that would also depend on where.
Skirts, I feel like I would have voted for, but I don't.
Yeah,
Sounds good.
Yeah.
especially
Yeah,
if Kira would have
outskirts.
told us that the tavern was painting
Tavern.
as desecrated outskirts.
Yeah, definitely further
Okay.
away from that.
So you guys are, let me say, closer to where you entered, or closer to like ye old verdant walls. It's gonna make you chuckle every time I say it. So closer towards where you came in.
Well, we
Okay.
had to have passed the
Yeah.
tavern to get to
Okay.
wherever we are now. So
All right.
whatever,
Okay, so
in
then,
order
yeah,
for
you
that mindset to have happened.
yeah. The woods are fairly close, probably 20 feet away from the back of the house that you guys are in. Because it's like a straight line.
We
This
could
whole
also
town.
potentially just go get another abandoned house if they're watching this one.
I feel like just popping out a back window and running into the woods.
I could provide a distraction and catch up with you guys if you want to.
I don't know that. Let's see if there's anything out back. If we go check out back, or is there anyone watching the back of the house? Alley folk.
I'm gonna say roll perception again, just because the back of the house is not lit like the front.
All right.
River
do
will go
have
help her. No, you got dark vision.
120-foot dark vision, if that.
Okay.
If that helps.
Yeah, absolutely. Then roll a straight roll.
Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo! 18 for 19 total.
All right. You look out, and because it's a little darker, you kind of poke your head out a little more than you were towards the front of the house. Not a lot, but enough. And nobody seems to be back here. Yeah.
Go back in, relay that. I think we could make it to the woods without being seen if we just kill the lights and run.
We going somewhere?
Yes, as quietly as we possibly can.
Okay, I can be really sneaky.
Good.
I think so.
It's how we've gotten into houses.
All right. So
Yeah.
make our way out.
Sure. Okay.
River will be the last one out, and she
All
is
right.
going, as they kind of open the door and prepare to start moving, she's going to throw a minor illusion and just like have footsteps like darting down an alleyway behind
Okay.
whoever is watching the house.
All right. So first things first, I need everyone to roll a stealth check to see just how quiet we are. Yes.
Who would like some extra oomph on their... Who's not feeling stealthy?
Everything I roll is at disadvantage because of exhaustion.
Me too.
All right,
Yeah.
both of you, you are now invisible. She will twin a invisible for you guys, so you are technically straight rolls now because that would have
Cancel
given you
that.
advantage. Yeah.
Thank you.
So, welcome.
Ooh.
Oh no! Oh no!
It's all right. It's a
Oh,
group
no.
average. It's a group average.
Whew.
It's too
Well,
many
I rolled
oh-nos.
another one just in case, and it would have been bad either way. So
All right. What are we looking at? What do we got so far?
20.
9. Ooh.
29.
16.
I'm rerolling. Spending a sorcery point to reroll.
Okay. 16.
5.
5.
12.
Natural
Oh.
20.
Natural
Nice.
20. All right.
Oh, thank God.
Bring that
all right.
average up.
Hang on.
26.
Are we getting
Just
the
like,
Quinn
fuck it.
shit?
Yeah. Kira, re-roll it.
Thank you.
Dope Quinn shit.
Ah! That one landed on the floor.
Go ahead. You can either take it as it is or reroll.
I'll reroll. It's too far away. 15!
Okay. All right. You all
Quinn.
creep out the back. She also got a dirty 21. So, you all creep out the back.
I made the right choice. It was a 10 on the floor.
Good. And as the last person leaves, River, you do make that. And from the front, it's quiet because the house is a fairly decent size. I mean, it's like 20 feet by 30 or whatever. You hear, "Hey, I think they went that way. Go." And you hear footsteps going after where you had just sent your illusion. And now that you are out of the house, we're heading to the woods.
Yeah, just like beeline for densely
Into the
wooded area.
woods.
Into the woods.
The
Out of the
woods.
woods.
All right.
Don't
You do manage to get into the woods fairly, or pretty much seemingly unnoticed. We say that. It's always want to put spice of threat on there.
Quinn and Kira, you are still invisible, by the way, so have fun.
I have no idea where you are.
Just
All right. So what are we doing?
find a spot to lay down. Keep a low profile.
Okay. So we're gonna camp in the woods.
Mhm.
How far are we going?
I don't know, like a quarter mile?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right.
Sure.
Oh my gosh, are we gonna camp outside? I know this really, really, really nice clearing. It's got like super lush grass that we can go to.
Please, lead the way.
Okay. And she kind of darts into the woods and then
Okay.
like pauses and then comes back. Says, I got excited. It's this way. And then she walks, leading you to the clearing. It's about a 5-minute walk. You're not going too far away from town, but enough that they actually will have to search for you if they were to come after. And the clearing is small in comparison to others you may have camped in. But she was not lying when she said the grass is really soft. It's like that, like the Studio Ghibli grass, you know how like it kind of like it just looks like it'd be a pillow. It's that kind of grass. I know there's a name for it, but my brain, nope. But she kind of like flops into it, and then she lays out with her arms out and legs outstretched. And as she sits back up, the grass kind of like molds to her form for a second before it starts to come back up. She's like, see, isn't this just the best?
That's amazing. I've never seen anything like it.
This is a pretty sweet spot.
Kira's just playing around with like making like footprints and tracks, like with like it leaves like being invisible. And then do that.
It's a ghost.
It's me.
Oh,
I like poke
invisible?
G from behind, and then yeah.
She minor illusions herself to look like a bush. That is how she can be invisible.
I don't know where she went. Oh no, where'd she
Essentially
go?
vanished. Truly.
You
I guess she went
absolutely hear
home.
her chuckling.
I apologize, DM. I meant to tell you
That's
that I was
fine.
going to do this, but so you don't feel like you have to do anything about it now, but I will ritually cast Comprehend Language, and starting at the beginning of that journal, we'll start reading.
You do lose invisibility, by the way, since
That's
you cast the
fine.
spell.
Okay. I will say this. As you start reading page 1 of the journal, you watch as this very harsh but fluid language kind of shifts in your mind's eye to become common, essentially, so you can read it. And the script is written with a very neat, precise hand. And it starts with I did write the first. Did I write the first entry? I'm working on all the entries. There's so many. It says, the year is 1523. I have been tasked to be the eyes and ears for Neria, as she feels there is an unrest and tension beginning to build. Hopefully it is all in her head, though I will do as she says, as always. And then it continues on. The next entry is year 1524, and it's a long passage about her travels around the world, and it continues on. And if you were to flip through the book, because do you have to cast the spell for every page, or is it just takes, it only will register a single page at a time?
The duration is an hour.
It's a year.
Yes,
That's impressive.
It's an hour. So like I have Comprehend Languages up for an hour.
Okay. Again, I don't have them all written, but I can definitely send you what I have written.
It takes
so
about
far.
a minute to read a page, according to the spell.
Okay. After she read a couple pages, would she just keep reading chronologically, or would she like flip through?
She would like, this is going to be one of her little projects, is that she's going to basically every night before bed, if we're not in danger, we'll be reading this journal.
Okay. Then I will say you definitely get a good chunk of the way. And by the time you go to bed, it says year 3250, which is alarming because you're only in year 2998. That was your 3,250. Is that what I said?
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. They basically depict growing tensions amongst the mortals of the world, as their creators almost seem to be squabbling And she does describe them, and that I will whisper to you.
Okay.
Because fun. So while that is happening, what are the rest of you doing?
Liliana's going to take out this small, like, foldable board, and it's very smooth rock that has an insignia carved in it, and she'll use that to hold open the mostly blank page of whatever the newest supernatural thing is that she's hunting, and she'll pull out the puzzle box and just, like, mutter to herself and stare at the blank page, just trying to connect dots and make possibilities.
Riva, can you tell me on invisible? Visible, I guess.
You gotta punch Anissa to break it.
Okay.
And Anissa's like doing the rounds of the perimeter, so do with that what you will.
I'm just
Do I get advantage because I'm invisible?
I'm rolling my deception.
Would it be a surprise?
Oh no, yeah, I totally deceived you.
I love this.
Yeah, I don't have a great wisdom, so even if you rolled bad, it probably would have worked anyways. But that would be a 23 to hit, Anissa.
That'll hit.
Great.
I'm not.
6 points of damage from a punch.
Oh, what the? And I just see you. And
Oh, hey, it worked! Riva said that was how I became visible again.
I punch you back.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Good job, Kira. You broke my magic.
Hey!
All right, so that'll be 14 plus 7 to hit.
Yeah, that hits. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
For 5 points of damage.
All right, I'll take it.
Don't just run up to people and sucker punch them. Unless they're like...
Well, sorry.
Go do a patrol or something. I don't know. I just go back to walking.
I'll go check the other side. Great, I'll
Reverse.
do that.
Whoever is still sitting around the center, even if they're not listening or pay attention, Reverse kind of just like absentmindedly going, okay, so Gyra's armor had the Guild Clan, it had the I put this down, the Church of What's His God's Face with the creepy old man. She said that she had the mayor wrapped around her finger, who we now know is Lauren. So is Lauren taking the disguise of someone else, or was he pretending to be wrapped around her little finger? The mayor is married to this fancy noble who may or may not be, something creepier. We've got, she's like just recapping everything they've learned, like not really to anyone in particular, just like mentally out loud sharing the webs of the different connections they have found out. I think that was the Mercer dude with the prince, the random necklace, the different sector that broke off and wants the necklace.
You guys have been through a lot.
We have, but it's only been a few days too. Like, this is kind of impressive, really.
That's crazy. So, like, were you always trying to figure out what was going on here? Is that why you're here? Because you heard about the things going on here?
Well, when we heard about them, yeah, then we decided to do something about them.
Well, I'm glad you're here. Pretty cool.
Thanks, we're glad to be here. Happy to throw some chaos right back into it.
And on my birthday.
On your what? A special birthday.
Birthday.
Yeah. So, what's the plan for tomorrow? What are we doing?
That's a good question.
Well,
Wanders back.
I mean, as much as I would love to just walk up to Lauren and punch him in the face, I don't think that would go very well.
Probably not.
No.
Do we want to scope out the tavern and see what
I mean, smiting might go a little better.
Yeah.
But even then, just walking up and doing it probably wouldn't be very successful.
I do think that the tavern would be a good place to start. We're just going to run into the issue of what exactly we're being followed for, since they're on Lauren's retainer, assumedly. We likely don't want to have a run-in with those guards, but it's going to be hard for all of us to scope out various places of the town, at least the bits that we're not supposed to be in, without drawing some type of attention. It might behoove us to have our quieter members, maybe Jade and River, and Chi, of course, to scope out places like the tavern or any abandoned houses while we move as a group and draw their attention elsewhere.
I don't know if this is something that we would even be capable of. I don't really know how desecration kind of stuff works, but if it is a magical kind of thing, would anyone be able to undo it? I mean, actually hallowing the ground and making it holy again would be the ideal, but that takes a long time and we don't have that kind of time.
Yes.
I mean, if it is the byproduct of a spell, then it can be undone with a spell.
I can't tell
Why do
that
we need
much.
to make a tavern holy?
Well, because right now it's unholy, and
But I mean,
if it were to be
if we
the
can just
opposite,
get it back to
getting it back to neutral would probably
yeah.
also help, because if it's desecrated, it's probably like that for a reason,
they could be
and
using
could serve
something.
as some sort of advantage for whoever's there and setting up shop there. I would think that probably turning it the other way around and making it hallowed ground would probably harm whatever's there right now. But that's beside the point anyway, since we can't really do that.
How's this usually work? Is there something usually specifically unholy that causes it and it spreads out?
GM, would I know things about unhallowed? Yeah, same question.
Yeah. How much do we know?
You guys, since both of you have dealt with monsters, Kira more so on the studying of them, in her schooling as it was, would know that you can rehollow ground if you are able to remove whatever is causing it. It definitely is faster if you can actually do a ritual to rehollow the ground. Otherwise, over time, so long as nothing else bad amplifies it, it will eventually go back. It might take decades, but depending on the severity of whatever's happened, it could take anywhere between like maybe a week. But with just like when this thing pinged, it was like you had a monster, like not like a fun a monster standing over you, looming in a dark, almost vile taint on the air. Whatever happened here, it's going to take a long time, if not somebody to actively rehollow the ground.
Well, either way, we need to work one step at a time here, and I think the first thing we need is more information before we take action in either direction. We know that the tavern is unhallowed ground or desecrated ground, but we don't exactly know why. Finding that out first may be helpful.
Yeah. It could just be because of... Well, sorry.
Whatever they're doing in there.
Mm-hmm. I'd also like to get a chance to see this woman again with my own eyes. Do you know where she walks? You say she walks at least...
Like, she comes through town. Like, she'll come out of the tavern, and then she goes and she checks on everybody. And then she goes back in. Sometimes she goes for walks in the woods, and then she's gone for, like, a long time. But she does come back eventually.
Around
Go.
Around what time of the day does she walk in the woods?
It varies. It's typically she comes out like right after breakfast, around lunchtime, and then before dinner.
Liliana, does lycanthropy affect your lifespan? Sounds like somebody's going for a run.
I don't know that no lycanthropy I've heard of extends your lifespan. Is there an arcana check that I could try and make to see if there's a specific strain of lycanthropy?
Yeah.
Like that?
Go ahead. You can do an arcana check for that.
You get bit by a giant turtle.
Gonna make it at advantage because werewolves are my sauce. That is going to be a 26.
Nice. In all of your travels, and you've dealt with many a werewolf, including the ones from not too long ago, lycanthropy doesn't extend life. You are a human with, or I say human, you are a mortal being with this curse, or gift, depending on who has it. But it doesn't typically extend life. Many shortens life.
I don't think the curse of lycanthropy is the reason behind the extended lifespan, but I think it has perhaps more to do with the people that she takes. I get the sense that when people are taken, they're drained in some way or another to keep her spirit going. The question is how she's draining them. Hopefully she's not a lich.
Something like what we saw in that house? Maybe?
Possibly.
Necromancy?
I would make her more of a hag type. And how does he fit into all of this? If she's not a lycanthrope, why is she trying to use them to do what? Bolster her forces? Last we ran into this man, he made mention of an army of some kind for someone.
Are you saying there's werewolves in town? That's so cool. I mean, that's not cool. That's
It's a little cool, and there's definitely at least one.
cool. I want to see him. I don't want to get bit though. I don't.
That's a good idea.
Question. Do we know if Lauren is a werewolf, or was he just commanding the werewolves?
He was just commanding the werewolves.
Oh, I must be thinking of the other person that was...
Yeah, you had the two bartenders who were werewolves.
Okay.
And the old lady.
Gotcha.
But the old lady was like the matriarch of the pack, and then Lauren came in and was like, "Hey, let's do a thing."
One more question. You're probably not one more. Someone else will ask you something else. But
I'm really smart. I'm okay. Keep asking.
Okay. Do people resist what's going on?
sometimes. They did for a while, but then they also got taken away, and then we never saw them again. So,
do signs of dissent still show up? Like graffiti, maybe someone throws fire and something. I don't.
What's dissent?
Oh, that maybe somewhere people are talking about resisting and they're doing little things to upset her without getting seen.
Not that I've seen. But I don't stay in town much because they don't really like me around here.
That's fair.
So maybe we could go and check. What if we went to Griffin? That's so much fun. We should go do it. Come on, we could be super sneaky. We just go in. I can draw on the walls. I was always told not to draw on the walls. Are you allowed to draw on the walls where you're from?
Unless you didn't get caught.
Yeah. Well,
I definitely got in trouble for that a few times.
Yep.
Well, we still have Kiki.
What did you guys draw? Do you draw specific things or just anything? Regarding Kiki, I could take you to her tomorrow. She's a little crazy. She talks a lot. If you thought Eldrin was bad, at least he only talks about plants.
I do think we
Kiki
should.
will talk about everything.
I mean, sometimes those who have no filter are the best people to get information from.
Certainly true.
This is true.
We should rest. We'll need more information before we can do anything, so we can start there tomorrow.
I'm too excited to sleep.
Quinn, did you
sleep?
What?
Oh, it looks like you were going to say something. Never mind.
Oh, no, well,
Yes.
I mean, rest is a good idea, but I did want to ask the group, what do you know about dragons?
What do we know about dragons, Sam?
flying lizards.
I feel this is out of my wheelhouse, probably. This is...
Aside from the one that you fought, they are a myth. Or they were a myth. Until you dealt with the one under the tower.
Not much. I just thought they were stories.
Used to draw them on the walls.
Until a short time ago, I also was under the impression that they didn't exactly exist. Why do you ask?
Well, and I'll kind of rehash quickly what I read in the journal. So this is, I believe it's Rhea's, correct? Reyna. Yes, Reyna's entry from 1523 says that Nira has tasked her to be she's tasked to be the eyes and ears of Nira. Nira's a dragon. A gold dragon. Also, Avareth sounds familiar, but I can't quite place where I know that name. But it's supposed to be a bronze dragon. Also, there's an entry in here from the year 3250.
Sorry?
Yes, there's an...
That doesn't make sense.
Well, I mean... No, but yes. But no. But also yes.
But how?
Very clear.
Well,
Yeah.
time. It's kind of a soup.
Are you sure you're not more tired than you think you are?
Oh no, I'm definitely tired, but also yes, no, it definitely...
Just gonna put a hand on the book. Maybe you need to get some sleep then.
But talks about the growing tensions between the
Quinn, you're talking about...
The creators are squabbling,
time.
and the creators are dragons.
Right. DM, what's the current year?
2998. So you're on the cusp.
The year
The millennia.
1523 was a long time ago, Quinn. It may be fully possible that dragons are simply a species that died out before our time.
But apparently they're squabbling in the year 3250.
Right, but that has not happened yet.
That
So
doesn't make sense. How could that be
entry
written
is
about? That
likely-
doesn't make...
Exactly.
Right. And there is mention of a dragon in the year 1523.
Which
Yes.
is like
Maybe that's before they
ages
died
ago.
out.
Right. But then they're squabbling in the future.
The future that why can we how can we even put any stock in that though if it hasn't happened yet? That's fiction.
Those
For all we
two
know.
were extremely old already and
Right.
clearly very powerful. Maybe it's not a future that's happened. Maybe it's something they've seen.
Or something
But
they made up.
also,
But if, in theory, if you are able to split time and create new events, in theory, what would happen is if, let's say that I hypothetically went back in time and changed something about my past, the me who didn't experience the change is the me that exists, but there is now technically could potentially be another me who has experienced the change, and therefore anytime you go back in time you could be creating a multiverse.
All right, I think it's time.
You just see River grab her head and just go, wizards, fucking.
I was
I
like,
will-
Yeah, this
I was
puzzle
looking on the
expression
dragons.
fully canon.
So-
the whole like
so-
huh?
So then in theory that if you create basically an infinite number of yourselves, then you could in theory see all points of time.
All right,
And
Quinn,
I am very tired.
Yes, you are. You also
Is
know.
she always this crazy?
You know chronomancy to a
Yes.
level that neither of us are even close to. Perhaps it would help to break down the endpoint of what you're trying to get at. Even if they do exist and their tensions growing in the year 32, whatever, that will be long after we're all dead. What does that have to do with what's going on here?
but what if you could stop squabbling dragons before they squabble?
Well, if they're squabbling 300 years from now, what difference does it make?
What if the events that are happening now are the reason that they are squabbling?
And if
Also,
they're
it's-
squabbling, if the creators and if they're squabbling, and what could that do to the world as it stands? And what could it do to the people in it?
I just think we're putting the cart before the horses, trying to solve quantum theory when there's a very palpable threat that's not more than a mile away from us. I'm not saying forget it entirely, but don't see how
Put
it's
a-
relevant right now.
Back burner it till we have more info on that, maybe.
Very fair.
Hey,
Something.
Quinn,
Yeah.
make me a strength saving throw.
Oh God. I was about to tell Liliana about the things, but sure, I'll do it
All right,
at disadvantage.
Yep.
Yep.
Just be like,
Oh yeah,
pressed.
that's a 2 on the die, I believe.
You don't have to give the total if you want to, but
Oh no, I want to. Yeah. So that's a 1, a dirty 1, if you will.
all right. Technically, you're supposed to move 5 feet away or towards me, but I'm assuming if you're sitting down, she's just gonna like gently knock you so you fall down, and River's just like, "Go to bed, Quinn."
You probably shouldn't be knocking me about when I have those files on my person.
You said they were in a safety kit.
I mean,
Vials? What vials?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Oh. She's gonna turn to Kira. What vials?
Oh,
Looks at Liliana. Like,
Please dissuade the thief. Someone dissuade the thief. It's gonna end very badly.
Come on, Chi, let's learn how to do a watch. And I just like scruff of the neck, pick her up.
She's like, she follows after.
Yeah.
She's immediately distracted. She's like between the ages of 9 and 12.
It's important.
Yeah. Distraction protocol.
Good job. A+. You can continue talking if you want to, Quinn. I imagine, like, even flat on her back, she would have kept on rambling. Nothing would dissuade her.
Yeah,
She would have
exactly.
rambled until she fell asleep.
Completely. Like, I believe, according to River, that these are of interest to you, Liliana, but you had that weird mask on at the time and didn't want attention. And we'll have pull out the safety kit and whatnot and
So,
hand it over.
Yes. And Liliana will sort of take a knife and clear away some of the grass so that there's a flat surface, and she'll pull out her alchemist supplies to try and like check out the contents of this vial.
Oh, tell me how you're doing.
So I'd like to just start with a very basic, like, I'll take a magnifying glass and inspect it, like, as closely as I can. Try and compare it viscosity-wise to any of the other solvents that I keep in my alchemist supplies. I'm doing, like, I'm currently in pre-check where I haven't uncorked the thing, and I'm just trying to get an estimate of, like, okay, what is this similar to that I'm carrying, at the very least?
As you kind of swirl it around, it's thick. Almost like it's partially coagulated blood, but it is dark as pitch. It doesn't really cling to the sides of the vial, like how blood would. It seems like it's just keeping the shape of the vial. I will say you would remember that Jira had mentioned that it's I don't know the word, air thing. It has to be inhaled.
Gotcha.
Airborne.
Thank you. Brain, not here. It roasted today on a boat.
River is watching Liliana from about 30 feet away, prepared to, like, either slips or whatever, prepared to kind of grab the thing.
Yes,
and prepare to, like, send it
Liliana
elsewhere.
is a good distance away from the camp, so it's just night. Can I cross-reference it with any natural plant-based poisons that I've run into in the past? AKA, can I make a nature check?
I was gonna say, roll me a nature check.
Yo, I'm going to hazard a guess that this is not Fey, Fiend, or Undead.
No.
Okay. Then in that case, a nature check. That'll be a 16.
Nice.
From what you've studied, there is no known plant that can make something this viscous and yet not
Sticky.
yeah. Like, it's definitely, as you like tilt the vial, it definitely has that like slow moving like viscosity coagulation going on, but as it hits like where the cork is, there's nothing left on the bottom, like not even small like dribbles of it. It is just like, have you seen Fullmetal Alchemist? No, when like he pours out the Philosopher's Stone on the table?
Gotcha.
It's doing one of those. So it's liquid without being liquid, but it is black and you cannot see through it.
River,
Yes.
if I make bad decisions, you'll be up for a while, right?
Always am when you're making bad decisions.
Thank you. Oh, good gravy.
I am fully prepared to yeet to the vial and get everyone moving.
Liliana will briefly wonder if Barrelin might know anything about this.
Okay.
And she'll put the mask on
Okay.
in an attempt to speak with Barrelin.
Did you
Okay.
put the vial down when you did that, or are you still holding the vial? Just
I'm holding the vial.
okay.
Okay. You enter that pastel ethereal forest clearing. Not too dissimilar of the clearing that you're in now, though this one is perfectly circle. And standing before you, with their back turned to you, is Barrelin, and they turn. Whoa, what a pleasant surprise. And what brings you back to visit?
Well, I had a bit of a question for you about what's in my hands currently. I believe it's a poison of some sort.
Oh,
Yes.
those are always
it's-
exciting.
and extraordinarily contagious, it seems. Causes fever, black veins to appear. Heard of anything like that?
You know, I think I've heard whispers of such a contagion. I'm not sure where, though. It has been so long, and my mask has traveled so far. Let me ponder a bit, and I'll get back to you.
Certainly.
I apologize. I'm not ready with an answer now. This is...
Take your time. It's curious, to say the least.
It's been so long since I've asked something I don't know. What is this? A challenge. Come back to me later. And they disappear. You're still in that clearing, but they disappear.
Liliana will take
Okay.
a second and just sort of like mutter something to herself in primordial,
Okay.
and then we'll remove the mask.
Okay. And you are back in the clearing.
Oh, wonderful. It didn't break. Good.
That decision over?
There may be some in the future.
Oh, okay. Wouldn't want it any other way.
I'm wondering if the man in the mask, or the person in the mask, rather, could tell me something about what exactly this is. It doesn't seem to be something natural, something that you could synthesize with what's around, or at least with what's easy to find. Perhaps it's the blood of something. But I'm unsure. It seemed like Barrelin would be able to figure something out, but they'll need time, so.
And what are all these questions and answers costing you?
Well, it's no need to play accountant with my personal books now, is there?
Well, as long as you're handling your own books. Just let me know when I need to pull you out of the fire.
I do appreciate covering me. It's been a long time since I had a partner for you.
Same. At least one that I enjoy keeping around, at least.
Well, I'm glad I haven't annoyed you too much yet.
Oh, you gotta try harder than that. Years of experience over here. I'm unfazed.
What do you think the woman is? She's certainly not just mortal. I was leaning towards something in the Dampier category, but she's out and about frequently in the sunlight. Unlikely.
Creepy creatures are more your forte. I can tell you about nobles is they get bored. They like power. They can never have enough of it. And they do not care what they squash in their way to get more. She was a noble before, at least, so...
That's the question, is which came first, the nobility or the other side?
That's true. And also why is someone of her rank all the way out here married to a mayor? Dressed in wools.
Never been one for politicking and nobility and all that lot, but it certainly makes things interesting at the least.
Certainly a different kind of beast. You picked the right one.
I don't know if I'll be as proficient at slaying that beast, but luckily I have back.
Happy to have your back.
And Liliana will pack away her alchemist supplies and put the things away. Is Quinn sleeping by this point?
She's like she was like muttering and like continuing to talk and then just like passed out.
Quinn,
And probably
she'll
is
just
still kind of
on her
talking
face.
in her sleep. A little bit.
Paige is muttering.
Love it. All right. Well, while Liliana is doing that, what are the rest of you doing? Quinn is passed out. Or in the process of passing out. Anissa, you took Chi.
Yep, took Chi to do presumably first watch, so I'll do that.
Getting ready for bed.
Okay. Jade?
Through most of Quinn's rambling, she was cutting fabric.
Okay. All right.
Out of pattern, I'm impressed. That's the real skill.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, Liliana, you bring the leather case back over. And you said you set it by Quinn?
I'll set it like not in any way where she should like knock into it, but I don't want to go through her bag, so I'll just set it like next to her bag. So
Okay. Did anybody else want to do anything before we go ahead and start with our first watch for this night?
No.
Okay. So, Nissa and she. Oh,
And-
yes.
For funsies, before she lays down for bed, River will twin another invisibility on Anissa and Chi, so they can be invisible during their watch.
You're good. Where'd you go?
Well, I mean, I'm still right here. This is
Oh,
maybe. Anyway, just like puts,
Don't get into too much fun, you two, and
tries
goes
to
to bed.
put a hand on Chi's shoulder and probably like knocks into the side of her head. And we'll continue.
all right. Go ahead and make a perception check at advantage.
I hope we don't have to find anything in the dark.
Advantage. Because she is helping you specifically.
That'll be an 11.
Okay.
A 12. I rolled an 11. Plus
Okay. Gotcha.
huge difference.
It is.
Roll me a flat d20. Just a flat
Why would you
d20.
We found
say
the body
this?
farm. We're sleeping on the body farm.
17?
Okay. All right. As you are taking your watch, she, being a child, will occasionally get a little louder than she probably should with people sleeping, and then she like like hushes back down. But as you go about your watch, it's fairly quiet, not in an unnatural sense. Like there's definitely, you can hear the occasional hooting of owls. You can hear some creatures kind of like traipsing through the forest, unaware of you, or aware and just pointedly ignoring you all. You are... What do you have on your person? And did you put all your stuff down? Or do you still have like your bag and stuff like on your person, like with your weapons, just kind of like hanging out?
Oh, I mean, like I would be fully armored and weaponed,
Yeah.
but maybe would have like set the backpack.
Can you make me a wisdom save real quick?
Oh no, not really.
It's fine. Everything's fine.
Narrator, it was not fine.
So that'll be natural 16 for 17.
Yeah.
All right. Good to know. The watch passes fairly, fairly quietly. I mean, quietly with a child.
Yeah.
She does pretty well on keeping it down, but occasionally she gets excited, like she thinks she hears something getting close and is like ready to pounce on it, and it's like a little rabbit, just kind of like hops in, sees you all, and goes nope, and leaves. You do notice a small family of deer pass by. One of the fawn kind of like tilts its head and then keeps walking. And she's like, "Oh, that was so cool." But your watch passes fairly easily. Nothing too much going on.
Those deer were gonna murder us.
If it changes anything at all, they will be invisible during that first hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're more so looking at the camp. But
Okay.
like if they're standing there, watch it.
I went for that ominous wisdom save, but yeah, that too.
Wisdom save. There was a wisdom save?
No, there wasn't. No, nothing enough. They're just vibing.
Okay.
Invisible in the forest, as you do.
All right. So first watch comes to a close. I assume you would have talked, aside from Quinn, about taking second and third watch. So who would like to take second watch?
Liliana
I mean, you don't have to take watches at all. Like, you don't have to.
Liliana will take second watch.
Kira can too, yeah.
So then one of you can roll perception at advantage, or you can both roll straight rolls.
Would you like to roll separately, friend?
Sure.
Wunderbar. Haha.
Oh no!
No. All right, what do we get?
That's gonna be a
First.
5 for Liliana.
And a 7 for Kira.
All
Hey.
right. Could one of you, doesn't matter which, just roll me a flat d20, please.
All you, bestie.
All right, let's go. Let's go.
Oh no.
I love this duo. Never break up.
Guess what, y'all? Guess what? It's the natural one.
Ah, yay.
Okay.
I love my backup character. She's fun.
So you, what do you guys do on your watch?
You know,
'cause it all
Kira.
seems pretty chill.
You know, Kira, my order is actually one of the largest orphanages in the region of the Northeast that we are based out of, the headquarters at least.
Really?
You seem good with children, well, just people in general.
I try.
Yes. It's an odd experience considering our line of work, but and Liliana will just sort of cast a glance at Chi. Children always seem to
Softly.
make even heavy situations into a game. for some kind of fun.
They really do. Yeah. I know I did.
It's a levity that's easy to lose as you get older and the world starts to weigh on you a bit more.
I've noticed that. Yeah.
Have you? You seem to be one of the most positive people I've ever met, in all honesty.
It takes work, I'll say. I mean, I've also noticed it in other friends, people I knew.
Hmm.
A little older. Who went off into the world and then came back a little different.
Yes. Well, it's a childhood, I guess. And Liana will just sort of like
I guess.
toast with a water skin.
Yeah. You know, I noticed something earlier today when I was trying to sense everything with the tavern, and not just then either. Actually, I thought it was a fluke before. I don't know. I thought it was maybe I was mistaken, but are you entirely alive?
Not anymore, I suppose. And she'll roll up the sleeves on her arm, and there are very elaborate tattoos. Part of the sigil you recognize from her books and things, and part of it just are different. And she says, I am what's called in a lot of places a blood hunter.
Okay.
We tend to be mercenaries who fight off the darker forces of the world that aren't supposed to be where they are. But the way we do it is not the same way that a paladin might. We believe that the best way to scrounge these forces from the material plane is using their own weapons against them. I am a member of one of the oldest sects of blood hunters. It's called Davlishin, but the common word for it is Ghost Slayer. It's
okay.
Becoming a blood hunter in general is not a very gentle process, but becoming...
No, you talked about it a little before, I remember.
Well, I may have fudged the truth a tad. It wasn't an accident that I died during the process. It's
That's
what the process is.
it.
Yes. Undead things are sort of my specialty to remove, I suppose.
Okay.
She'll unroll the sleeve and say, I'm glad I have the order. Most people are not too kindly towards my career path.
I don't see why. I mean, trying to take care of darker things in the world and trying to make the world a better place seems like a pretty decent thing.
Some people think fighting fire with fire will just burn down the forest. So.
I think you seem like the type who would be careful with it, though. And like you recognize the fact that it can be dangerous if it goes too far.
When you say that, you see the gaze kind of just like transitions to this long 1,000-yard stare. She says, Very dangerous indeed.
Are you okay?
I'm fine. We should probably keep taking watch.
Are you sure? You sure you're okay?
I'm as fine as I normally am.
That's not an answer.
Technically it is. It's just not a very
Not a
helpful
good
one.
then.
I'll
Kind of nudges her with her shoulder.
One day I'll sit you all down and tell this story. I at least deserve to do that for River, so.
You don't have to if you don't want to.
Well, if I have a new partner, she should probably know how the last one died. So.
That. Okay. That's. You said that very casually, but okay.
You know, being ominous is so much more fun than just giving straight answers.
I don't know. I'm not very good at not just giving straight answers.
You don't say. Truly, I hadn't noticed. And Liliana will resume just taking somewhat watch and kind of distracted, clearly, because of the 5, so.
Yeah, Kirito.
Okay. So your watch passes fairly quietly. However, Quinn,
Hi.
as you drift off, you kind of start to have what you would recognize as a dream, except you feel yourself in this dream. And then suddenly you start to fall. That very uncomfortable feeling. And as you go to catch yourself,
Feather fall.
as you go to catch yourself, you're suddenly sitting at a table. And there's nobody across from you, except there are 2 cups of tea. One in front of you and one at an empty chair. And you're just sitting at a table, floating in the void. What do you do?
So there's 1 cup of tea in front of me.
Yep.
And another cup.
At the table, or at the seat across from you.
Clearly one of these cups is poisoned. But the good news is that I have spent many a year building up a resistance to
the impressive iocane powder.
Only a fool would.
Only a
So I'm going to drink the cup in front of me.
It's inconceivable. Clearly,
You keep using that word. I don't think it means do you think it
Clearly.
means.
I cannot choose the cup
Physica,
in
the
front
rocks
of me.
ahead.
I'm just getting started. Anyway.
Yes, I will.
But,
I will drink from the cup in front of me.
okay. Roll me a Constitution save. No, I'm kidding. You drink from the tea, and it's familiar flavor. You've definitely had this tea before, but it's not unpleasant. It's not too sweet. It's almost as if it's been steeped slightly too long. Not long enough that it's like super bitter, but long enough where you're just like, should have taken those tea leaves out like a minute earlier. And then across from you sits a young woman. She's fairly tall, She's got blonde hair with streaks of gray going through it. So, and she just smiles. Can you tell me a story?
Can you tell me your name?
Oh, I do believe you know my name, or I know yours.
I feel like you have me at disadvantage then.
Oh, come now. We've met before, after all.
When was that?
She kind of just laughs and picks up her tea.
Does she look familiar to me?
Roll me a history check.
Am I...
Yes, you have. This is second watch, so I will allow you to have taken a long rest.
I believe that's a natural 1, so it doesn't matter, but it is a total of 9.
She definitely looks familiar. It's something with the eyes. They're a very bright blue. And she looks to be probably mid-30s, but her eyes are old, very old. They have that weight in them. And she sets down her tea. So, can you tell me a story?
I... suppose?
Oh, I'm curious.
Quentin's just kind of like racking her brain for a moment, and then there once was a young girl who wanted more than anything to be a hero. But at every step was told that that is not ladylike, that is not what is destined of her. The young girl took that information to heart and then did what was expected of her. But now she wonders if that was the right choice and whether or not she should change it.
She changed.
What was that?
What would she change?
When this girl was a young woman, her mother wanted her to follow in hers and her father's footsteps and go to learn magic at a wizarding school.
Oh.
The young girl, however, desperately wanted to attend the Bard College, but never spoke up about it. There are many things in her life that she would change. There are lots of moments of deciding not to do anything when she could have done something.
If you could, using what you know, change them.
I don't know.
It's quite the interesting story. I'm interested to see how it'll end.
Maybe it won't.
Oh, every story comes to an end eventually. Some longer than others, some shorter. I wonder what yours will be. Forgive me, I'm getting lost in my mind. It is good to see you again.
Are you sure we've met before?
I am quite sure. Though I look different here, then you would know me. But I suppose we'll save that for another day. I'm interested to hear how your story will change. I do want to offer you this warning. Time should not be taken lightly. And she disappears. And you go back into your dream. And you are sitting in a field, having a picnic, plucking out a soft song on what instrument would she play?
She actually wouldn't play
Okay.
an instrument. She would be a dancer.
A dancer. Okay. Even better. Even better. So you're in this field. There's a small fire going. It's got the warmth of wine. And you're dancing. And you hear a soft laughter. And someone is clapping along. And you turn and it's Maeve. What do you do?
What are you doing here?
We're having a picnic. What do you think?
Where are we?
Just outside of town.
When are we?
Tuesday?
What year?
2982.
This never happened.
What do you mean? We do this all the time.
No,
It's the only time we get free time after our classes.
we don't hang out.
You're joking, right? We've been dating for 3 years.
We've been what?
And as you start to recoil, you notice a clock appear in the sky. And it starts spinning backwards. And you watch as the scene starts to change. And the sun comes up and down, but it's not going the normal way, it's going backwards. And the clock starts spinning faster and faster and faster. Until finally, there's nothing but fire and destruction around you. And then you are in a green country, different than what you know. And in the back of your mind, you hear, now is not time for this. And you wake up.
Oh, what the hell was that?
And it's about this time, Liliana and Kira, that your watch is starting to come to a close.
Do we notice Quinn wake up?
Yeah.
I was going to say, she spoke. Did you speak loud?
She spoke, I would say, like, kind of whispered, but it's very much the same thing you've seen Quinn do before with a dream, where she has woken up and then immediately pulled out her regular journal and started writing down everything that just happened before.
Getting started early, are we?
Are you okay?
Just had a very weird dream. Which, by the way, we should all circle back on the fact that we all had weird dreams the other night and we never talked about what they were, except for Lily and Anya and I chatted about it.
I'm fine with mine just being a dream. I would really love for mine to just have been a dream and nothing else. That would be great.
Here's the thing. I don't think our dreams are just dreams. I saw a woman. She wanted me to tell her a story. She said I met her before. I don't know. She warned me about time. I went back in time, but it wasn't the real time. It was a time that had not existed. An alternate reality, and then it kept rewinding back and 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 back, and then there was destruction, and then a voice.
What did you eat before you went to bed?
I don't think I ate anything.
Maybe
Okay.
that's the problem.
Also concerning, yes.
Problem that
That could be part of it, though.
no, like the one part of it was real. Like the conversation with the woman was real, but the other part I don't.
You said that she said that you'd met before. What did she look like? Did you recognize her?
I will describe exactly what she looked like.
I'm assuming rings no bells for me or Kira.
Me history.
Oh boy. Sorry, that was loud. That is a natural 20.
I got a 5.
Nope. Kira, nope.
No.
Liliana, go ahead.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can I, if I were to, as Quinn, be thinking about what I read before I went to bed, and given the fact that she was blonde, could I have been talking to a dragon in human form? And maybe do...
Give me an Arcana check. I'd say that's probably magic. Yeah? Or would you say history?
It's the same?
Okay, then yeah, go for it.
So that'll be a 17 because I rolled a 9.
Okay. Possibly.
Okay.
From what the legend of a dragon is, colossal, gargantuan, reptilian creatures with wings. This is a person? No. Liliana, the description doesn't... It's very generic. One of those things that's like you'd probably need to actually see her to really be able to put a name to a face.
Mhm.
So since she didn't give a name, it's not very... It's hard to, place.
Mhm.
So,
Quinn, correct me if I'm wrong, but you can make illusions, right? Maybe I'm just picturing this poorly. I
don't know
believe
that's in my wheelhouse.
Well, if it's any consolation, I do believe that You believe that, at the very least.
Yeah, that is not in my wheelhouse of things that I can do.
Well, either way, since you're up, it's your watch. Also, eat some food. Because if you collapse, I'll have to carry you. Or Kira will have to carry you.
Mm-hmm.
And if I carry you, I'll drag you. So eat.
I wouldn't drag you, but please eat anyways.
Okay.
I'm gonna give her some food out of my bag, like, because some rations that Kira has. Some of the many rations that she packed for everybody, because mom friend. But
Love it.
Hey, Sarah.
Hey, D.
I'm going to DM you a question.
Ooh,
But
okay.
Liliana lays down to go to sleep.
Okay.
are we waking anybody else up for the
I
watch?
think it's River's turn, or Jade.
Jade.
Yeah, pick your
Who wants
poison. Who do you want in the watch with you? Either one of you guys wake him up or Quinn wakes him up. If it's River and Jade or both.
I'm
Quinn
actually
pick.
going to
Left.
wake you both up.
You going back?
So she can go back to sleep.
Nope.
Oh,
I'm waking you
Oh.
both up.
Well then.
hey.
Good
Okay.
Right.
So
Jesus.
the other night, we all had weird dreams. We talked about it. What did you
1 second.
dream of?
Mage armor. Okay, continue.
Same.
All right. Who's going to talk about their dream first?
Why don't we take our break and discuss the dreams? I meant to do it when you woke up, but I got so excited. We're gonna go ahead and take our break now. We'll be back in 10 to 15 minutes. We've got a lovely dice set for you
So
to
pretty.
win.
So pretty.
In order to win, we will give a code word that you will type into chat, all lowercase, all one word, and you will have until we get back from break to enter that word into chat, and then we will roulette style see who wins, and then you get a pretty awesome dice set that's blue and green and really pretty, and then we'll be back and we will continue with the discussion of the dreams
Ooh,
and
good
see
word
what else
choice.
happens. All right, so our word is dream journal, so go ahead and type dream journal into chat now, and you have a chance to win those super awesome dice that Jess was just showing. And we'll see you guys in a few minutes.
Hello?
Wow.
Hello.
Fancy
What
meeting
about?
you here.
Wow. Look at this.
Ooh, so pretty. So pretty.
All right,
Look
my
at those
friends.
dice.
Look at those dice. They're so pretty. This is your last chance to enter to win. If you have not already, typed Dream Journal, all lowercase, all one word, into chat now if you would like a chance to win these pretty dice. If you've won before, enter again. It's fun. I won a lot before I became a cast member. It was fun. So yeah, I see you. I see you. All right, we'll go ahead and roll that and find out who
Ace
wins.
girl.
Hey!
Yay! Congratulations, you are now the owner of a beautiful new set of dice of shiny clicky clack math rocks. I would like to honestly say, eat them. They are a good snack. However, please remember that they are the forbidden snack and do not actually eat them. This will not end well.
How many C's?
Yeah. Preferably, people go into bloodstream. All right, so where we last left off, our lovely third watch crew of Quinn, River, and Jade were about to discuss their wonderful dreams they had a few nights ago. So, we will pick back up there.
Oh, fine. So basically, in my dream, I was with this chronology wizard dude who allowed me to go back in time and seemingly change an event in my past.
Fucking wizards.
I also just had a dream and then recounts the entirety of this evening's dream.
Fucking wizards.
Time really got you fucked up, huh?
Why can't you just be content, setting things on fire? Isn't that, just destructive enough? Why you gotta change time? That seems really...
Powerful?
Complicated.
Fucking wizards. Alright.
Share. I am told that this is how reciprocity works.
River will hold up a fist to Jade like rock, paper, scissors. This is not gonna so one, two.
Okay, on
Go.
three. On shoot. Rock.
All right.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Rock,
Okay,
paper, scissors, shoot.
again, go again.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Get out of each other's brain.
Amazing.
Rock,
Don't make me roll. I'll roll for it. I'll make one of you tell.
Go.
rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Again.
Same brain. Same
This is
brain.
the
Rock,
stream.
paper,
This
scissors,
is the
shoot.
show.
Go.
Right.
This is canon, though. This
Paper,
is like canon happens.
scissors. Jade.
Yeah, good.
Rock, paper, scissors, shoot.
Okay, rock, crushes, scissors.
This took long enough. It's one. Not best of three, just one.
Yes, just one. Yeah, no.
Here goes
We
back to
already
bed.
did best of 3. It was best of 5.
River's just crying in the corner, laughing.
Amazing. Boulder Parchment Shears.
My dream was just an old memory, honestly. It's what I pretty much told you and Anessa the other day when I remembered the robes. Granted, it was shifted a bit and a hell of a lot creepier than I remembered because, well, dreams fuck you up like that. But I've seen those priests before. I stumbled across one of those rituals that they were doing one night. Casting some sort of spell. Had a victim. Wasn't anything I could do. fucking haunted shit.
Did you know the victim?
I'd seen them around.
Is anything in her description jumping out as important or out of the ordinary or familiar to either myself or Jade?
I'm fucking crying. But she described the like the room that's a stone chamber, the fact they were all wearing hoods, chanting some weird language she didn't know, like the whole setup. Just the perspective of how of like watching it.
Is this for your true crime novel?
Maybe.
Oh yeah.
Forgot it's what is it? JD Robb.
Gotta figure out which villager's part of the cult. Stop the murder before the next one happens.
A literal race against time.
Gotta go back in time to stop it now. Maybe forward, we're not sure.
Gotta go back in time.
You said that in my brain, right? Like, gotta go faster, faster, faster.
If I could turn back time. That's where I went.
Equally good. Better than mine.
Just send me all the songs. Just send it to me. Just send it to me.
Almat is what River shares.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really recognize anything in my dream outside of all the elements I saw. Started off just meditating, and then shit went left. But nothing that I really recognized from the real world.
I had to go left.
The space that I was in just kind of started falling apart. And there's this figure kind of like made up of stars that I was chasing out there. I couldn't understand what they were saying, but at least like not till the end. And they were saying that I needed to come to them and I had to hurry because they were in trouble. But I couldn't make out any of their features, so I have no idea who this is.
Well, it certainly makes trying to find them more complicated.
Say that again.
All right, so we got...
So wait, Jade, in your dream, did you say that was any of it familiar other than meditating in the monastery? Was it like kind of like Rivers, where it was a shifted, like it was a memory, but it was different?
Yeah, I mean, there's elements of like the monastery that you mentioned it, but it was kind of like familiar, but not the same, like an echo of it or something.
Me, the player, like pulling out my strings and flipping back through.
Cross-referencing. Need a wall.
I need a wall.
Whole board drawn. Bring the strings with them.
I've connected them.
Okay, so Liliana told me about her dream, which is when she first met Berlin, I believe. So let's see. So and Quinn would probably like pull out her journal and start like thinking out loud at this moment and kind of like, okay, so if Liliana had a dream where her questions get answered, and if I have a dream where I'm going back in time, and if River has a dream where it was a memory in back time, but it was shifted and Jade was in the monastery and that was shifted, I don't know. River, does anything ring a bell with Jade's dream? Is there anything connecting it? Or did we all
Yes.
eat something weird?
Anything from Jade or Quinn's dreams that would trigger anything at all in River. Either as a memory or...
Roll me a history check.
I'll put the hell some sorcery point. Bader. 15.
I see.
Yeah, you're Heidi Cole.
No, not really. I mean, something like a memory being skewed. Yeah, but there's many different things that can happen because dreams dreams are twisted reality in a sense.
I have heard of monasteries before. Other than that, nothing.
Okay. I suppose when the rest get up, I feel like we should share. I don't know. It's weird that we all had a dream. All at the
I
same
also
time.
took a nap in a very creepy spot.
Fair. But question.
Answer.
So, Jade, there was a voice that called to you and told you to come and to hurry up. Yes. Yes, we were in a weird spot, and yes, it was weird. But, River, does your dream not feel meaningful?
It was a horrifying memory that I would really prefer I forget. I guess the dream also had, if you're talking about voices calling out, like I said, the dream put me in the spot of the person getting tortured or experimented on or whatever the hell was going on. At the very end of it, when they finished whatever the hell they thought they were doing, the voice suddenly understood the language, said, "You are now mine." So, stuff of nightmares. At least it's "you are now mine." Hold on. Something to that effect,
Yeah.
that flavor, that vibe.
Essentially. Yeah.
What did the voice say to me at the end of this most recent dream?
Now it's not the time for that, I believe.
Now it's not the time for this.
Time for this. Yeah.
Mind seek. Do all the voices match? No.
You would have to
all
hear
the
all the
same.
voices.
All right, everyone, do your best imitation of.
Oh, actually, yeah. Screw it. If we get into a fight, we're screwed. River will alter self, except she will just alter her voice to sound like the voice and repeat the "You are now mine." How much is a second level? Okay, not awful. It won't be completely useless if we fight. And then she's just gonna have a really creepy ass voice for the next hour.
Man, that's the same voice.
Oh, fucking it!
Oh shit!
Oh, fuck.
However, Anissa, while you're sleeping, you are back.
Except from the collective screaming.
You're floating in that void again. You are drifting, and there are billions of tiny pinpricks light around you. What do you do? You are also muted. I did it earlier.
So it's the same start to the last
Yes.
dream? I feel like I would like look around and just kind of like wait, like, you know, when you're at like one of those roller coasters that like stops at the top for a second, you're just like, it's coming.
Okay. Where do you look? Dude, are you just looking like side to side? Up, down, all around?
Well, I mean, it depends on like if it's like free movement, like just zero gravity, like I'd probably
Start moving around?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you find that you can move in this black ether of stars. And you kind of look down, and there is the world beneath you. Small in the grand scheme of the universe, but it's there. And there is a blackness that seems to be coming from it. A warped shadow. And it looks up at you, extends a long hand, and you're falling.
So it has a form?
It's a thing. It's like a thing. You extended an arm, so it's something.
A thing with a hand.
A thing with a hand, yes.
Am I gonna fall to the campground again?
All right. Yeah, you catch yourself, and you are standing in the clearing. You can see your friends flickering in and out. However, as you're looking around at them, you see a faint outline of a figure touching Quinn's head.
I'm fully dressed, like I have all my stuff.
Yep. Everything that you laid down in, you are in. So if you had taken off your armor to go to bed, you are not in your armor, but you are fully dressed, whatever you went to bed in.
Yep. Full armor, as previously discussed. Head on backpack. I would definitely like let out a yell and pull out a sword and run at this thing. Don't think it's gonna do
As you
anything,
do, it holds up a hand. And then it winks at you. It doesn't have features, but it kind of like just you feel like it winked at me, and then it disappears.
sort of like stand there and just kind of like look around.
You look around, and you see Liliana. And there is a black, warped, lightning-esque figure reaching down and taking the mask that is on her face and putting it on its own. It doesn't seem to have noticed you.
Just keep running at him, yelling.
Okay.
Warrior stuff.
Go ahead, roll to hit.
Oh no! I don't like that, actually. Ooh, that's not good. It is a natural 7 for 14, I guess.
Your sword cuts through this figure and sort of like before, it cuts through, it ripples, like there's a clear mark of where your blade cut through it before it reforms, and it snaps to look at you. And that mask that you saw Liliana wearing during the battle with Jira just kind of looks at you, expressionless. And then it turns back to Liliana, and it kind of crouches down and just hovers over her.
Would try to, like, grab them by the scruff of the neck and throw them back.
Okay. Give me a strength check.
Ooh, natural 19 for 23.
All right, you go to push this thing away, and as you go to touch it, you notice that when you swung your sword at it, it had no substance, nothing. But you grab it, and it's a figure. It is solid beneath your hand, and you throw them to the side, and they vanish, leaving an image of the mask before that too vanishes and appears back on Liliana's face in the dream.
Am I looking around? So
You look around, and occasionally you can see the others flicker in and out. You see Jade lying on the ground. A ring of sharp rocks kind of circling around her, but then they vanish. And then there's cracked lightning rippling from her. There's a soft drizzle of rain. And then the ground beneath her is engulfed in flames. And it just sort of like flickers on and off, switching between all of them, never really stopping or lingering on one for too long. You look at Kira, and even as she lays peaceful in comparison to the others, there's a faint glow around her. And you look at River, and she's laying, looking at you. But you can see a flicker of her figure shifting continuously, sporadically. It's not a set pattern, and you see her sleeping peacefully, and then you see her with her hands to her head, and then she's sleeping peacefully again, and then she's clutching at her body. And then you see a dark black pass over her features and slide down her chest and then disappear, and then it starts over again continuously. And they all seem to be following the same pattern. Movements. And what's your passive perception?
11.
11. You start to notice that the sky, which should be like black with stars, goes blank.
Is the world around us also becoming blank, or is there still, like, the
No,
clearing.
everything else seems like it's faded. Like it's not as like before. It's not as vibrant or full of life. But it is a very accurate replica of what you had seen before. You feel a hand on your shoulder.
Try and grab it and swing around.
As you turn around, a face, soft features made up of the stars in the sky. It mouths to you words that you do not hear. And then a second later, you hear it. And what comes from this creature is a feminine, soft feminine voice. And she says, "Run." And then she pushes you out. And you come back to the camp. But before we get to you waking up, Liliana. So you go to bed with the mask. You put the mask on and you lay down for sleep, and it does not take long before you are back in that clearing. And you're alone again for a minute, for 2, for 5. What do you do?
I think Liliana probably just sits and has this deep, beleaguered sigh, and she'll take off the chain veil, and she'll remove the blindfolds, or the bandages, more accurately, around her eyes. And we'll just sort of face the sky. Are the stars visible?
No.
Okay.
It's that more of that same pastel, ethereal, almost fog above you. Like, put in better terms, it almost seems like you're in a bubble of just a clearing.
Gotcha.
In the current moment, because like just beyond the tree line is that fog obscuring any vision.
And she'll just sort of like mutter to herself in primordial and say, "What have you gotten yourself into this time, Star Child?"
Naughty.
She will sit up and like look down.
And Berlin is sitting in front of you. You're messing with some rather dangerous things here. It took more searching than I wish to admit, but I would find a way to get rid of that potential science project you have. Or
What?
it is on a timer.
Really? What is it? Where does it come from?
It is old. Older than your current perception of the world. It is from a time before. And it is bad. I was able to look into it farther, and those involved in what this once was, I have begun to research, and then they cut off.
Marilyn?
Right. No response.
Liliana will put the chain veil back on her face. Have they, like, vanished?
Yeah, it's almost like a bad internet connection, and they've been cut off.
All right. Shit. Liliana will just, like, walk over a little tentatively to where Barrelin was. It will just kind of, like, wave around, see if they went invisible.
They're nothing but air.
Make a deal with the Fae, Lily. It's a great idea.
Honestly, I think it's a great idea.
Oh,
and
my...
they're back.
Yeah.
Sorry, there seemed to have been some interference.
Interference?
What was I saying? Yeah, I don't know. There was...
You were telling me about the ancient poison that's currently ravaging my people?
Yes. Funny story, actually. So this poison is actually created by the decaying carcass of a creature that I don't know if you have in your world. Very large, dangerous, really fun to piss off. Called dragons. Have you heard? Do you have those?
Motherfucker.
I mean, if you're offering, but
not hush you. You quiet for a second.
I do want to say that this is going to cost.
I can imagine. That's part of why I came back so soon, so that we could discuss that bit. I thought the dragons were...
So they are dead in your world. Okay.
Even if they were real, I was under the assumption that they were just animals. I mean, there are things like behirs. There are certainly creatures that are rather vicious, but...
Oh, I really have missed interacting with your kind. So ignorant, child. It's honestly quite endearing. I cannot wait to experience more of your world.
Yes, and we said that the cost of information would be something related to that.
Correct.
What did you have in mind?
I want to feel the world again. I want to touch it. I want to breathe the air. The real air. And it's easy. All you have to do is put on the mask. I can help you more than just information.
For how long at a time?
It varies depending on the information. I can keep a tab open.
I like to pay for things as I purchase them.
Well, who's to say how much a piece of information is worth? Especially one as heavy as what I've just given you.
Well, I can tell you that unlike yourself, my time is certainly shorter and therefore more valuable in smaller increments.
While you're tied to me, my dear Liliana, we've got far more time than we could know.
Going to put a pin in that one. That will be discussed later.
What to discuss what? It was fairly clear. We have a bargain, you and I.
How does a day sound? 24 hours?
A day. I think that could cover finding out that it's from dragons. How about 3?
Yeah.
I will allow it to be at different times. Again, we can always keep a tab open.
If you're willing to have the days be incremental and agreed upon, then fine. Will I be here, I assume?
I don't know. Where do you people go when you're not in your minds?
I have no idea. You know what? In for a penny at this point.
And they will
I'll
hold out
figure
their
it out.
hand to you.
Well, I'll certainly be hearing about this one. And Liliana will shake Barrelin's hand.
And then they turn and begin to walk into the fog. And it begins to fade around you. And we are back.
Whenever it gets close to the end of our watch,
Probably about when Anissa and Liliana wake up.
Quinn is going to be hovering over Kira and just waiting for her to wake up.
She's
Quick
snoring.
question.
She's
Yeah.
passed out. She's snoring.
Yes.
For third watch people, how do the spells? Are we for spell slots and spell points? Are we from the day before? Did we start new one? I was. Go
What?
ahead.
I was going to say that if you are third watch, you have taken your full rest.
Damn it. Okay, I gotta do math then. I was pulling them out of my used stash. I didn't realize they were going towards the new day, so I will.
Okay.
I will
Well, all right. How about this?
figure that.
Because we didn't discuss it beforehand, I'll let it slide for today. But going forward,
I will. Note it. Thank you.
if you are third watch and you do spells, it will count for that day's
Okay.
thing, since you have taken your long rest. So,
Thank you.
of course. It was not pre-discussed. So Anissa and Liliana, you both wake up around the same time. Anissa probably a little bit before Liliana. You're still.
Well, is it Liliana that wakes up? Or is it...
High or low?
Oh, let's go with low.
Low.
Sure.
It is Liliana that wakes up. I'm sorry.
Kira, are you awake?
Imagine River and Jade are just watching her like.
Rolled over.
Anissa, you would absolutely wake up and see Quinn just like right over Kira.
I just kind of like sit up. That's not my problem. I just like get up and go like sort of sit over. I assume the fire or whatever and eat jerky until some kind of lost in thought.
We are all going to have a conversation about our dreams.
When that wakes Kira up, she is definitely gonna notices someone right out hovering over her. She's just gonna automatically instinctively react, swing out at whoever is hovering over her.
Hey.
Roll to hit.
Well, Quinn, that's in 17 to hit.
You do have your mage armor, son.
I do. I think that's over my thing now. Oh, wait, 13. Yeah, so I'm 15, so you hit me.
Ha! That's 6 points of damage.
Damn.
Ow!
No, that's exactly what you deserve.
Oh, shit. Quinn,
That's a
sorry,
lesson learned.
Sorry. What were you doing? Why were you like that? What?
Because we're all having weird dreams, and we need to talk
Why?
about it because Rivers heard a scary voice, and I heard the exact same scary voice in my head.
But I
Our
was
dreams are
sleeping, and you
connected.
were right there,
And you're
then
done
I
sleeping
did
now.
But
Done sleeping. No more sleeping. Done.
but
Done sleeping.
but why?
Well, first of all, we're gonna get this out of the way, and then we're gonna go figure out and go fuck up some guards or something. I don't know.
Wait, what did you say about voices?
River heard a very scary voice in her dream saying, "You are mine," and then at the end of my dream that I had this evening, that was the same voice that told me that this is not the time, when I saw the world kind of like turning to destruction.
Okay, that's not a good sign.
Which honestly,
That's
it was in
creepy
the
as hell.
past.
What? You and this time shit. I don't understand any of it. Okay, what? Kira finally sits up. Like, what?
Tell us
I'm
everything
confused.
that was in your dream.
Okay. Because I actually read my spell. River can create a minor illusion of someone else's voice. So she will create a small minor illusion of this guy's voice, but she will pick something random and stupid that Quinn was just rambling about and to kind of repeat it back verbatim.
Does the voice sound familiar to any of the rest of us?
Yes. Sleepy party.
To those who are listening, Anissa, this is that same voice. Kira, you don't recognize it. Jade, you do recognize it from your first dream.
Okay. So that's the voice that you both heard. And now we're talking about the dreams? Sorry, hold on. I'm waking up still.
So River's version of the dream was like something that happened in the past, but it was shifted. It was kind of scarier and worse and whatnot. And I went back in time and changed something in the past in my dream. So, which was, I don't think it was actually a dream, but shifting things. Jade, it felt familiar, but things were off and different. Anissa?
If that's the voice everyone's hearing, that's the same voice I'm hearing. What are we talking about? Last night dreams or the dreams from before?
Well, both.
Wait, did you have one last night too?
Is that not what we're talking about?
I thought you were talking about before Quinn. Wait,
Okay, so creepy mansion is not the common point of creepy dreams. If you guys are having more creepy dreams, I didn't have creepy dreams.
Me neither.
Me either.
I don't know if mine counts as creepy.
What'd you do?
I didn't. Why do you assume that I did something?
It's a safe
I
bet,
had
really.
a dream.
Then what did you dream about?
I dreamt that I was in a clearing speaking to Berlin, the man that lives in this mask, or the person that lives in this mask. Harmless. Didn't do anything.
Insight
Stupid.
check.
21 insight!
Hey, go Kira!
It's so nice to not be exhausted anymore, right?
It is really nice.
Right?
19.
It's only a 14 deception, so.
So what do they
It's
see?
nothing.
If she picks up on it, you really.
Hey!
Listen, I found things out that are important to our situations. I actually need to speak to you about this, Quinn, specifically.
What did you
It turns
find
out that our mystery poison is actually crafted from the carcasses of dragons,
What?
which are apparently very real creatures that Berlin was surprised to find out no longer existed in our world.
I think they do
So-
actually still exist.
Yeah,
I mean, I guess that explains the name.
but
It's quite literal, yes.
yeah.
No, I have no solid evidence for this, but I'm just going to say fuck wizards because it feels right.
Hey,
Wow.
Who else would think and be able to concoct and put together a fucking poison from blood of a dragon?
I mean,
That
like,
is a good
alchemists,
point.
maybe necromancers, maybe
Yeah.
like actual dragons.
Yeah.
There was also the matter of I was warned to get rid of it because of there's a clock of some kind.
I don't feel
I'm sorry,
comfortable
what?
carrying it, so I'm down with that. I just would, if we get rid of it, I prefer we destroy it somehow. I don't want this falling in anyone else's hands.
Yeah,
If-
agreed. Absolutely.
If you all have any ideas, I'd love to try them.
I got nothing. I could try to pray
Dragons.
about it. That's all I got.
Are dragons supposed to breathe fire? I doubt we could burn it.
Maybe
Well,
like in a
it's
volcano.
disperses. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Vanessa.
That was it. Maybe in a volcano.
I like that. Let's think about that. Okay, so it's airborne. So when you think about things to not
Confident
let
in
it.
fire. Destroy it.
does anybody have any explosives?
I could make
Hell.
one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
Yeah, where's Annie when we need her?
Annie!
I don't know
I'm
about
gonna
that.
phone a friend. A different
No.
universe, but I'm gonna phone a friend.
An explosion sounds very
That seems like it
airborne.
might exactly send
Yes,
it
but here's the thing. In
flying
theory,
everywhere.
if I were to take it, put it in my hand, then cast wrist pocket, while it has something that is ready to detonate, it would go into a pocket dimension. I can concentrate on it for an hour. It could explode in that pocket dimension safely.
But who's
We'll
to say
keep it on
that
the list,
any
I suppose.
Residual bits wouldn't come back once that spell is done.
But
Yeah.
in theory, if it could, it would dissipate.
Disperse. Yes.
And I can concentrate on it for an hour. In theory, most of it would probably have already dissipated.
See, but the keyword that is
is-
theory, though.
Yeah,
Right?
and does it like expel what's in the
You don't
pocket
know for
dimension after
sure.
an hour?
Mm.
That would be a.
Yes.
Hmm.
I mean, maybe we keep it on the board, but try and generate some other ideas. That don't involve
Wait a second.
aerosolizing it.
DM.
Yes.
This is a blood-based poison. I am a hemomancer. Would I be able to do some type of blood cursing on this?
You could try.
Ooh.
Like I don't know. What does hemomancy entail? Like, I know you use blood for your rituals.
Hmm. Yes.
have to look up hemomancy. Hold on.
You know,
To
I have-
yields.
Oh, well, that research. Nissa, how was your dream? Did you hear the creepy voice? Just two conversations going on simultaneously.
Yeah, I did hear the voice. But my dreams, they're both kind of creepy, but they were like about you all. Like I was, like the one last night, I was floating in space. Well, yeah, in space. And I sort of turned over and there was like a shadow over the world. And I fell to the ground when it reached for me. And I fell here. And you all were laying down sleeping, I guess, and it was just everyone blinking sort of in and out of existence. And there was a figure that was touching Quinn's forehead. And I swung a sword at it, which it was a dream. I didn't think it would do anything, and it didn't, but they disappeared. And then my handwriting is so bad. Jade, there's like a couple of them, like, ooh, words. Jade was like encircled by elements, but they kept changing. So like earth and lightning, water, fire, which maybe is one of the cooler ones. I don't know. Kira was just glowing, just sleeping and glowing.
Okay.
Yeah,
This makes
that was a
sense,
good
yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm.
And there's one over Liliana that was wearing the that lovely mask that you have, Liliana. And I grabbed them and pulled them off, and they disappeared. But I could touch them when I couldn't hit them with the sword.
Well, that makes sense. Right. And that was mostly it?
Who am I missing? I mean, River seemed like you were having a bad time, is what River seemed like you were having. Flashing between
accurate. Yeah.
sleeping and pain. So. Oh yeah, and then at the end, the voice, back to the voice. A starry figure told me to run.
Sorry,
Fire.
I mean, yeah, like a figure made of stars. The stars in the sky went out, and then there was the figure standing in front of me, or behind me. They touched my shoulder, and I turned around, and then they were in front of me, and they told me to run.
Does that sound like any deities that Kira might have studied?
Religion.
Ooh, okay, all right.
I will say the starry figure does sound familiar to you.
Yeah, it's a dirty 20.
Religion, no, but you also had a dream where you had a conversation with a starry figure. It happened before you met up with everybody.
Okay, all right. Yeah, that does. Okay, all right. I thought that sounded familiar. I was like, hold on.
Okay, so yours told you to run. Mine told me to come to them.
Getting conflicting
I
messages here.
saw two once in a dream, actually.
I'm getting mixed signals here.
Well,
River? Where do you get your magic?
That's a great question. No idea.
Wait.
Always had it.
No. Sorcerers typically have their magic coming from either like weird, fey, wild magic shit or from draconic lineage. Where do you get your magic from?
Just call me a lizard.
No.
I think you did.
I've always had magic.
Always?
Always.
It didn't happen in some traumatic event?
Nope. Started turning invisible as a baby.
Oh, that must have been. Oh,
Oh, yo.
Yeah.
oh.
Poor parents.
Your parents.
Oh, parents.
Oh God, where's the kid?
I imagine. I'm just now thinking of like Incredibles 2.
Implications.
When Mr. Incredible's like, want a cookie? Want a cookie? He's in
Listen,
another
I'm only
dimension.
gonna say that Jack was partially the inspiration for this character.
Amazing.
No one's offered her a cookie yet. You haven't seen what happened.
Noted.
Find cookie. New quest line.
Yeah. Side quest.
What are we up to now? We've got 3, 4?
I think that's the fourth one.
Fourth side quest.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sorry, did I kill that line of thinking or?
No, I mean, yes, but no.
I see where you're going, I believe, but I don't think there are enough threads to connect everyone to something draconic.
No, I'm just wondering if the voice we heard is a dragon.
It's certainly possible. Which is not a sentence I would have said some time ago, but I suppose. GM, was there a ruling on the if I could
Yes.
fuck around with
So technically, hemomancy is blood magic. So if it is blood, then yes, you could essentially either use it or do something to it. Because it is blood. Or it, well, I should say because it is blood. It
blood
has
based. That I didn't like that though.
I don't know
I mean, I've got backup characters. I can touch stuff, right?
Oh no.
Liliana?
Love a
Liliana,
plan that starts
Yes.
that way.
Yeah.
remember the last time you tried fucking around with this is all I'm saying.
I don't plan on doing anything extreme. I just want to see if I can make the connection with it. I am far from the best blood sorcerers of my order. If we know that
What
it's
if
blood
messing around with
based,
it- But what if doing anything to it at all is enough to set it off?
well,
How
at the
close
very
do you need
least,
to
we
be?
have to transport it. The longest range that my blood magic has ever reached is 60 feet.
Okay. That's what my mage can do.
I'm just wondering if I'm able to connect to it. I won't try and manipulate it. I just want to see if I can. Then I might send some of it to Danella. She's the current head of the Crimson Iris. Certainly the best blood magician that I know. And she has tiefling lineage, so she might know more about the corruption of the blood, because I doubt that completely black as the night sky and the void blood is what dragons had coursing through their veins. So I just want to see if maybe someone knows more than I do.
Maybe we could ask them before we try and blood magic.
Yeah.
Well,
the battle.
Yeah.
If someone has a way to contact someone who's almost the full continent length away.
Well, if you don't have a way of contacting them, then why are we even trying this yet?
Because I was going to send a letter like a normal person.
Well, then
and
do that
I was going to
first.
just. But if we're on a supposed time limit, I don't want to send a letter being like,
Well,
"Hey,
there
do you
still
think I
would
should
be
touch
one.
this thing?"
There still
Yes,
would.
but I would send the vials to her.
I don't
All right,
know
all right,
that
hear me
sending
out.
And
the
we
vials
would
is a
send
good idea.
files. Yeah, you'd send something that dangerous with like the
Yeah.
old postal service, and then it falls
Well,
off and gets stepped
I mean,
on, and
We use
Yeah.
crows, but
Also, the
And it
end,
gets dropped.
it could.
the end of Anissa's dream said run. Should we still be staying right where we are?
Either something is coming or we're supposed to be running from the vials, because if Liliana heard that they're on a timer, that usually
Come on.
suggests
Passive perception, just out of curiosity.
Oh boy.
11.
Oh,
Also 11.
10.
12, 10.
11.
Passive
As of investigation,
perception.
17. then.
Yeah.
13.
Investigations
13.
18.
yeah, it could be the
18.
passive insight. Come on.
Okay,
Mhm.
continue.
Okay.
Oh,
I think I know what we're missing, and I will refuse to say anything about it. Listen, the whole point that I'm getting to is
Wait,
I think
she?
you.
heck.
Where are the
that's it.
vials?
I left them next to Quinn. I assumed when she woke up, she would put them back in her bag.
And
Where-
where's Chi?
Where are the vials?
Jeez, nowhere to be seen.
Where are the vials?
Are you looking for them?
Yes.
They are nowhere to be seen.
God damn it.
God damn it. No. Where'd she go?
I have a bad vibe about this.
I hate to say it, but I'm kind of guessing she went to town.
Probably.
Something tells me we need to move from this spot,
Yep.
and quickly.
Yeah.
Let's make our way to the town then.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hmm.
Let's go.
Hmm.
It's on the way out. The river's
can
kinda-
we like?
Can we take a different route?
Yeah,
than
can
the
we
way
like run parallel, come up with like the ghost of a plan, and then go into town?
Yeah, I
Before
don't-
we leave this camp, River is going to use her mage hand and just any trees in the area, like kind of repeat what Chi's old trick was. See if she has any hiding nooks and crannies using minor illusion.
Okay, I'm going to say roll investigation for this one because you are actively searching for something.
Yeah.
Specifically, Chi hiding in the trees.
Since we've seen her do that before, I would also go around and.
Okay.
Oh, dirty 20.
Either one of you, I was going to say, one of you can roll with advantage or you can both roll individual. Dirty 20. Let me get some leaves.
Oh shit! Maybe I did do what? What are we doing?
Looking for Chi in the trees.
Investigation.
Investigation.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Also a dirty 20.
Yay! Dirty 20 bodies.
Perfect. No, she's not in the trees.
Like just normal leaves, like not the.
Yep. Yep,
Okay.
just normal leaves.
Okay.
Well, we're not gonna find her here. Let's maybe flake around and then. What we're gonna do?
Well, no time like the present.
Mhm.
What are we going to do?
just take maybe a longer route back to the town. That's very different.
If I was a child that was scorned by an entire town, that then came into possession of a super poison, I think I'd be looking for someone to use it on.
I
She
gonna go
I don't-
more on the. She was just going to go make some gold off of something valuable.
someone.
You-
Well, or somebody
Aw.
wanted her to bring
Someone
it back to
who-
them.
Yeah, as someone
Yeah.
who casts spells that get people to do things they don't necessarily want to do on their own.
Not so good. Yeah.
You all have quite a lot of faith in this child.
Not really, but
We're on a
you're-
timer regardless. Either that,
yeah.
no matter whose theory, she's going to give that vial to somebody and something bad's going to happen. Either the rest of the town's going to get wiped out or...
I don't think she
wanna
knew
give
what
her
it
the
was,
benefit of the doubt.
but she's definitely giving it back to somebody.
I'm
Or-
glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad that you all still have faith in her.
It just seems like a big jump to a kid is going to mass poison a town.
I understand being a kid who's maybe not treated the best by everyone around, but I would hope that she wouldn't resort to something like that.
I would love to be incorrect. I'm just saying it to remove it off of the possibilities is foolish.
Yeah.
That's fair.
So where should we start when we get to town?
I mean, the tavern's the obvious.
Do we want
It
to
is.
scout? I can turn 2 people invisible. I can change my appearance as somebody else. Do we want to scout out the area and then... Problem is I have no way of getting a message in and out. So whether...
Well, as
Okay.
long as I can, as long as you're within 120 feet, I can message any one
Okay.
of us, and then you can reply back to me.
It means you don't have to go in the tavern, but you still would have to go into the town, where we are very well known, especially if Lauren's caught wind that we're here, and she can show everyone exactly what we look like and some of what we can do.
Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get surprise on these folks at this point.
I can get 3 of us pretty close. Problem is the rest of the half.
Well, it's also...
Could just walk into a tavern.
I mean, I'm not very good at being sneaky anyways. I may as well just go in sword drawn. So,
I have absolute faith in you punching the ever-living daylights out of anything that was doing something horrible.
oh, thank you.
You're welcome.
Here's the other thing. Technically, we haven't really done anything wrong in town yet.
That is very correct.
This is true.
So
Yeah.
maybe we do just kind of walk in,
Yeah.
which
Sounds like our guards don't need a whole lot of reason other than accusing
No.
you. You're evil.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true.
Well, if they
But-
come at us, then I will gladly take that excuse to fight them. That sounds great, actually.
that's what I'm also saying. But it is also like maybe it's their move. Maybe they don't.
Maybe we let them think it's their move, and
Well, yeah.
3 of us go in, just stroll in, and the rest do the sneakier version.
See what?
Okay.
Cute.
Who's on Team Sneak then?
Who just said that?
What?
So cute. And from the tree line, you hear a rather familiar voice. I never thought
I'm
I'd run
sorry.
into you so soon after our last encounter. Oh, Quindia, how is Kylan doing? And from the tree line, that's good old Lauren,
Of course.
Baron Lauren Vondre. And he strides out in his tailored white suit with the blue embroidery. Well, no, this is quite a lot of talk for a slave child. Does she really mean that much to you? Did you not just meet her? from what I hear, she said she met you 2 days ago, not even a day ago.
Is there something we can help you with, Baron?
Actually, yes. And he's gonna pointedly look at Jade. You have something of mine, and I want it back.
No.
And he's gone. And then he's in front of you, Jade.
Punch him in the side of the head.
And does a dirty 24 hit.
The fuck, yo? I think you know the answer to that. Of course that hits me.
Okay. He slashes at you.
Cool.
And there's no weapon.
It's a spell?
No.
No.
However, you do take 15 points of slashing damage.
Ooh.
Hold
And
on.
I need
Let
a Constitution saving throw, please.
me click my long rest first.
That's a good plan. I like that plan.
Hold on.
I would love for him to re-roll that.
Oh.
All right.
When he vanished, did he do any like verbal or somatic shit, or was that also just instantaneous?
It was more of like speed.
He's
Like
just fast.
he was
yeah.
just like,
Boom, gone.
Okay.
that is a 19 to hit.
I mean, it still hits me.
So then you will still take.
Except
Yes.
you're also going to have advantage on your saving throw because I
Oh.
cast Silvery Barbs.
Okay.
Hey.
So roll that Constitution save.
Oh, con save.
Come on.
Con save.
Come on, Jade. Come on, Jade.
With advantage.
You said advantage, right?
Advantage.
Yes, you get advantage.
Woo. That is not much better. That is a hot 11.
Oh.
Okay.
Reroll
So
it.
Reroll it?
Oh
That-
goodness, we're dumping everything.
Not 20.
Hey, let's go.
Although technically I may not be able to because those are 2 reactions.
I was gonna say, yeah, it's still.
Yeah. It's technically 2 reactions, so to do the time shift. So
Yeah.
It would, because it's still within that first
I
6 seconds.
sacrifice my reaction for her. Not take a reaction this round.
Symbiotic reactioning?
I will allow it
Okay.
if
Uh-huh.
everybody gives up their reaction for a round.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was for a
For a
nat 20.
round, I'm here for it.
Sure. Yeah.
I'd rather not force Jade to be a werewolf. I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah? Everybody
You have to agree if you don't want to, Anissa. You
Yeah,
can say
you
no.
don't
Yeah.
have to agree.
You
You can
do
take a
not have
reaction
to
to do
agree.
something. It's okay.
You're totally fine.
like the saving throw isn't like high enough where I wanna.
Okay. So you do get that second advantage. So you do get that nat 20. But Lauren does dig his claws into you. And he takes your bag. And then will use the rest of his movement to step back away
Okay.
from you.
Wouldn't that be a second action? To take the bag? Could it be a contested? It's
Yeah,
on her possession, it's belonging.
Yes. Yes. Then he is holding on to your bag. He won't move again.
He hit me for 15, right?
Correct.
Cool.
And you feel a slight burning sensation.
Oh, heck.
No!
But it does dissipate quickly, almost instantaneously. Like you feel the pain of the injury, then suddenly everything like around it just starts to burn, but it fades very quickly.
It's not changing color, is it?
I mean, are you free action? Do you look down at it?
Looking at my arms, a reaction?
Well, he stabbed you. I assume that he kind of like he's like stabbed into your like side,
Okay.
More of to get that surprise. And then he's trying to take your bag from you. So he's got his like claws digged into you and trying to take your bag from you.
I don't look. Can I spend 2 key points to Thunderwave him?
No, because you gave up your reaction.
Oh, that's right.
So you
we don't
cannot.
have to.
I don't know you. That's my purse.
Oh, so I can't even look anyways.
I mean, you could look as a free action, just not as a reaction. However,
Okay.
I would like everybody to go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Well, I will look at my wound now that I know that I can.
It just seems to be bloody. There doesn't seem to be any color changing.
Thank God.
Do not have a map for this one, so it's going to be theater of the mind.
Oh, no. Love it.
All right, so let me roll for DuBois.
Oh yeah, this initiative's going to be hot.
Initiative is the ability check, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
I am spending a sorcery point to reroll.
10-4. All right. Let me know when you're good.
Yes,
okay.
I'm
good. 25 to 20.
23.
Woo-hoo.
20.
Get them,
Okay.
girls.
All right. 15 to 20.
18.
Or 15 to 19. 18. Okay. 10 to 14. Oh no.
Oh.
5 to 9.
9.
9.
7.
Okay. Who has the faster dex for my 9s?
I'm a 14.
Probably me. I got +4.
Yep.
Okay.
Did you seriously roll a 1 on your initiative, Quinn?
No, I rolled a 2.
God.
Okay.
Perfect.
Kira, what was yours?
7.
Okay. All right. So first up, starting of a full round of combat now. Jade.
Yeah.
Character sheet for this bitch.
I was reading what my own stuff does. Yeah, I'm still gonna Thunderwave him.
Okay.
Assuming nobody else is super close to me besides him.
I assumed that you were all sort of like in a small like circle discussing, and he saw an opportunity and said, "Hi, I want Av."
Oh, so small
More now.
It's a small circle within like 5 feet.
I mean, how would you stand if you were discussing? Like, I don't assume that you're like right up on each other. Like maybe 6-7 feet back. So like just out of initial melee range, I will allow that. Like you're 10 feet back rather than 5 feet. But
I will walk that back so I don't destroy everybody next to me.
okay.
How about nah, I'll just strike him with the short sword.
Good roll to hit.
Does a 16 hit?
That's not. So you go to hit him, and he just kind of like sidesteps it. Oh, darling, you're gonna have to try harder than that. Anything else you want to do for your turn?
Oh, I get a second attack, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I try to hit him again.
Okay.
For 19 this time.
That's not hit.
Don't Don't
Cool.
like that.
Love that. Love that. No, that's the best. That's exactly what I wanted. Joy. Happiness.
Anything else you would like to do for your turn?
Nope, I will be right here.
Okay. Anissa, you're up.
Okay. Well, I mean, seeing Jade try to punch him, I figure we're throwing down. And would guess that I am close enough to go around to flank him.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, as I'm running, I will activate my Giant's Might and grow to a large size.
Okay.
And then...
That gives you advantage on...
advantage on strength checks and strength saving throws, and then I have a bit of damage I can add. And then with two hands on my Dwarven Frost Hammer, I will swing at him twice.
Okay, go for it. Roll the hit.
Natural 17 for 1 plus 7 is going to be 24? Okay,
That
yeah,
does
20.
hit.
Okay,
Ooh.
24 for 1, and the other one is a dirty 20.
Does not hit.
Ooh.
Okay, that's some bullshit, is what that is. Damage. I know how to play this game. It's fine. I need one of these. Okay, so it will be 7, 8, 9, 10 points of bludgeoning damage, and then 6 points of the frost damage, like cold damage.
Okay. Got it. Anything else?
No, I'm good. That'll be my turn. I'll just stand there looking angry.
Okay.
Oh, I'll pull out my sword, which I'm pretty sure I can still do.
Yeah. Okay, it is now his turn. And he is going to try to take your bag, Jade, so it will be a contested strength check. So you will go ahead and roll strength for me.
That's like a grapple. Could she use her dex? Since he's challenging her, she gets to choose strength or dex.
Dex.
Go for it.
That'll be a dirty 20.
22.
Damn!
I rolled a 19.
I would love for him to re-roll that and take the lower.
Oh, my goodness.
Hey. And that is a 17.
Ooh.
Nice. So he kind of
And-
struggles for a second, and then he looks over at you. When?
It's his turn, correct?
Yes.
And Anissa just went?
Yes.
Yes.
I would like River to have advantage.
Okay.
On what? On what?
It can be on your next, like, anything. It's
My shits are saves for the most part. Unless you want to give me a saving throw, but you kind of just pissed him off. Not to meta or anything. I don't get to roll a lot.
it would. Okay, fine.
Liliana's after me.
Will be the. I'll give the advantage to Liliana.
I appreciate the thought, though.
Yeah, so that is her go-to, chat. That is her go-to. Lauren kind of looks over at you, Quinn, and he goes, "Oh, now that's not good." And he just goes, "Fine, if dirty's how you want to play, I'm happy to oblige." And he's going to go ahead and lash out again at you, Jade. Okay, one probably does not hit. It is a 14.
Yes.
Okay. The next one probably will hit. It is a dirty 22.
That's just
Oh.
rude.
So he kind of like takes his hand out and he slashes at you and then goes to slash again. And the first hit just kind of grazes you. It doesn't really do anything. The second hit, however, does get you. And that is going to be 11 points of slashing damage.
Cool.
And then he's just gonna kind of stand there, roll his neck. And, yes.
Yeah, sure, alright. As his turn ends, I would like him to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Ooh. That is a dirty. Oh, it's a 19.
Good for him.
Oh, River, it is now your turn.
Okay, she is going to cast a subtle suggestion.
Okay.
So no somatics, no verbals. And we're all friends here. You don't want to fight us. In fact, you want to chat and you want to answer all of our questions. So, wisdom save, please, and thank you.
Your wisdom? Okay. Okay. What is the DC?
17. This guy's going to murder me.
He kind of like relaxes. And he goes, how foolish. You're right. We are all friends here.
I feel it take effect.
You do.
Oh. No one hit him! No one hit him! We're all friends here! Sorcery points. Sorry. Ask him whatever. I got math.
Yeah, can you heal me?
The healing is not. You would need to see one of my friends for that.
What?
Can heal you later once we're
Also,
away from him.
Quick scan of the horizon. There's any of his buddies here.
Roll perception.
Lauren, did you come alone?
Even better. I'm still rolling.
Oh, I've got
Not
nothing to
great.
fear from the likes of you.
Where's
This
Chi?
is accurate. We have nothing at all that could hurt you or
She's
alter
with
your mind.
My wife.
Oh.
Fuck.
What is your wife?
A demon.
She.
And did you compel the child? Either.
No, not I.
I mean, either of you, a unit, someone under your command.
Oh, she's been under Ariane's control for quite a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not for much longer if we have anything to say about it.
You said Dre. What's that?
Correct. My chosen name.
What are you?
Not human.
Clever.
What specifically are you?
Getting irritated.
Friends.
You know that that's not
We're
what I meant.
friends.
If we're friends, why have you stolen from me? Twice now.
I mean, to
You
be
got
fair,
stolen
you,
from me,
you dropped it.
and I would like it back.
But if we're
Why
friends,
do you
then
want
why
it
would
so
you hurt us to
badly?
get it?
What is it?
Because it's my power.
Oh.
Oh,
And what is it exactly?
My power.
No, the object that we stole, which thing, so that we know what exactly it is that you're looking for, so we can...
Oh. That's probably the white orb that I have.
So, what would happen happen if I just... And she just kind of hefts her sword.
And to
River
what?
is stepping back, by the way, and is trying to stand somewhere where she's
kind of
like,
broke it.
Good luck. Certainly try.
Can we go back a second? When you said that I needed to see your friends to get healed, what did you burn me with?
Oh, I didn't burn you with anything. I was trying to kill you. A gift. Taken from a failure. I guess I did not take enough.
Does she need a specific kind of healing? Beyond just...
If it did not take hold, I did not have enough.
what happens to all the people that get taken in town?
Oh, they sacrificed, of course,
To what?
His wife.
His wife.
to build our army. There are more things coming in this world that
What
are
do you need an
bigger
army?
than your smallest comprehensions.
River, can I please hit him?
No.
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 But it would be fantastic
We
if
don't hit
he
friends.
could lay on the ground, though. I mean,
I would like to activate my Crimson Rights, DM, if you don't mind.
I already gave the suggestion, which was we're friends, and he answers our questions. So
yeah, that's
Sorry.
yeah. I mean,
yeah, sorry, I can't command him.
Well, I would like sidle over to you where you're trying to have a follow-up question.
Okay.
Is it just like being aggressive towards him, or do you actually have to hit him? Like if I want to tie him up, because he's creeping me out.
Going through her mind, which is reading her spell book. If you or any of your companions damage the target, the spell ends.
Let's not take that
It's
chance.
It's tied up damaging. I mean,
And
it's,
if
Well-
I take any damage, I may drop the spell.
You also have to consider the fact that he's not, like, inclined to agree with anything we ask him to do.
No.
Just
This
has a
is-
friendly disposition, which is why he can still be a shithead.
Thank you. I take it as a compliment.
Of course
Of
you
course.
do. You're a shithead.
What is
Seems
your
I've
end
touched the
goal?
nerve.
That's a good
To
question.
enjoy everything.
Then why do you need an army?
So one cannot have peace without first wiping out the stains of the earth.
Then what will you
I suppose
eat?
it takes one to know one.
Oh, God.
I far transcend you, girl.
Please, River.
Please don't, Kira.
I cast Detect Thoughts.
Ooh.
Okay, surface thoughts.
We're friends. No bad thoughts.
I place myself between Kira and Lauren.
Probably a smart move.
Detect thoughts. Would that work on a telepathic communication?
Ooh.
Okay, so it is
Is it only his thoughts?
I think that's up to
Yeah.
the GM. Hmm?
Is it okay? Does it? I'm gonna read this spell. I'm curious now, from a wording standpoint.
It's like
okay. So it depends. It just says the surface thoughts of the creature.
Which occupies their mind at the moment.
Yeah.
So if someone else is talking,
So If
Then
were-
I will say you detect thoughts, and it's not a male voice you hear. It's do make sure to duck, darling. And I need everyone to roll
Everybody
a dexterity saving throw with advantage because Quinn warned you.
You said a dex
Well,
save?
A dexterity saving throw.
Liliana, you
Oh,
have advantage because
Oh,
of.
boy.
I'm probably about to get cooked, yo.
Yeah, same.
Oh,
Wait,
thank God for
is it
Wait.
because I had the warning, is it a spell?
It is a spell.
Counter spell.
You can't.
Roll
Can you
d20.
see who's throwing it?
That's true. Can
I gotta be able to
see
okay, how about
who's-
this? We'll do this. Because you had the warning, roll a perception check.
Okay.
Ooh.
Nope. It's a 7.
Oh,
You
Mm-mm.
do not see it coming, so you do not get to cast counterspell.
Okay.
this is not great. This is not great. I rolled okay, but any sort of damage, I have to concentrate.
Can I try to shield Jade from whatever this is since she's been injured so much already?
about to get cooked.
Are you like how?
Like
are you
kind of like
shielding?
tackle her to the ground and like shield her with my body, kind of like yeah,
Get down, Mr. President.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah,
Yeah,
pretty
no.
much.
If you do, I will say you cannot. You will take full damage.
Fine.
Okay.
I
Then
mean, I
yes.
could at least tell you what my dex is before you commit to that, right?
Yeah. What is everybody's dex?
Fine.
No, because she has to do
Well-
it now before she knows,
Ah.
because it is a strict reaction.
DM.
Yeah.
The healer, you're
Yes.
the healer.
Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Because I know it's coming, can I choose to fail it, but make him make a wisdom saving throw and I push harder on the detect thoughts?
This party's about to get messed up.
Yes.
I'm
I
gonna keep my
allow
save.
that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll keep my save. I'll keep my save.
Okay. Also, too, since we got the warning, would River be
I'm
able
good,
to
I'm
do a
good.
perception check look, or was that
Okay.
exclusively for Quinn?
Exclusively Quinn.
Okay, that's fair.
Quinn just
That's
duck. I gave her a chance to quick look. She failed it. However, she is pushing harder on detect thoughts. But let me roll damage first.
Huh.
Are you seeking anything specific in detect thoughts?
I want to know anything that can help us with like weaknesses, anything that would give us a potentially an advantage, assuming we survive this.
Fuck.
So you delve deeper into his mind, a split second before this fireball explodes around you.
Oh.
Mm.
And you, it's not words that you get in response, it's sensations. You can feel the blistering ice of something coiling in his stomach. You can feel the cool wind brushing against his body. You can feel the immensity of the size of him as he coasts excuse me, through the air. As far as he knows, he has no weaknesses. He is untouchable. He is godly. And he is pissed off. And as soon as I roll this damage, that's where we're going to end for the night.
So my backup character is a bard. I thought that would be a really good dynamic to like.
Yeah, I've got like a sorcerer that I could play. Yeah, bring another sorcerer in the mix.
Right,
Oh,
yeah.
Guys, I
If
go.
you- I need to know everyone's, before we continue talking about our characters, I need to know everybody's dex saves, please.
She's gonna roll every dice.
18.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go.
So what?
River.
17.
Liliana.
Double ones.
Gwen.
I chose to fail.
Oh, right, you're right. Okay. Jade.
22.
Whew.
Nat.
18.
Kira. Nissa.
19.
Okay. If you got over 18, you succeed.
Oh.
So
Wow.
18 fails?
No, it meets it, beats it.
Oh, okay.
18 is the
Okay,
is the DC. Excuse me. Let me rephrase. If you got 18 or above, you succeed. If you got below an 18, you failed. If you failed, you will take 27 points of fire damage.
Squishy Wizard's still up.
Oh.
And we will go ahead and end there for tonight, and we will pick back up with this.
Right.
It was a lovely fight. We loved that. Super fun. So let's go ahead and do our shout outs. We're gonna start with D.
Oh God. Hi. You ever have advantage and then roll double ones anyway because the universe just
Sure,
Yeah.
you
Last
do
Cowboys
that.
game. Yeah.
It's
I was there last week. I feel it.
No, it's fine.
the worst. Hi, my name is Dee. I am a voice actor, streamer, musician, professional GM all across the internet. On Mondays, you can find me over on Critical Misses, where I play a Deizuko in a Roll20 Spotlight show called Kingsguard. On Tuesdays, you can find me over on TTRPG, where I am the twisted mind behind a Vampire the Masquerade 5th edition campaign known as Lost in Miami. That's a fun one. There's a little psychic girl in it. It's fun. On Wednesdays, I am not doing anything just yet, but I might have something in the works soon. Every other Friday, you can catch me here causing trouble and making bad decisions as Liliana Paltain. And on all of my off days when I'm not streaming TTRPGs, you can catch me on my channel causing havoc and mayhem over there. I am the reigning and retaining TTRPG Universal Champion, and I'm going to promote this on every single show until somebody takes this belt out of my cold dead hands. If you want to figure out how to do that, you should follow me on Twitter @It'sTheRiddler. And if you have an actual play that you are in the process of making and you would like to have a wonderful little recap of it so that people can catch up to your show without watching hundreds of hours of content, you should commission me to write and make a review for your show. And that's me.
All right.
Spoiler
Rex.
alert, there's going to be some stuff from this channel.
Yay!
Ooh.
Exciting. All right, Rick.
I'm stressed. Hi, I'm Rec1568 on Twitter and TikTok. I do things on TikTok now. I also do things on Fan House, where it's Rec without the numbers. Mostly just hang out here and in other internet spaces, doing some fun stuff with Destiny in the next coming weeks. I have a giveaway that I'm doing for a bunch of things, and then in another week or so, I have Raid Tailgate stuff, which is also Destiny things. So that's what I'll be up to.
Ember.
Hello. This guy is going to murder me because I have suggested him twice, and I don't think they like that, especially if he's a motherfucker. What the fuck is he? I don't know. Hi, I'm Amber, Bedonia Talik, Bedonia Cosplay. You can find me here. I never leave. Come back Mondays for Laurel Winds, where I play a very punch-happy Viking and have a blast doing it. And come back next week on Thursday for Cowboys, where I play a grifter? A grifter warlock? I don't know. She's very confused all the time, but she's fun. But
She's a grifter. We've established this.
Yeah.
yes. Come back in 2 weeks to figure out how the hell we survived this.
Is it every
That's all I
other
got.
Friday yet?
Yeah. 4 more hours. 4 more hours.
Stephanie.
Yeah, I'm also just here. I am Stephanie or Kai or Kiowa Cosplay on the things and the stuff. Yeah, I'm here all those days. That's it. That's it for me.
Yes.
That's me. Oh, hey. Hi, I'm Dr. Psychowl. You can find me on all the places and the things as Dr. Psychowl, except for on Twitter, where I'm Dr. Psychowl TV.
Hashtag I can't believe it's not good.
Stay tuned. There's some cool things that we have in the work for the channel and whatnot. Also starting to plan out what we're going to be doing for St. Jude month in May. So, stay tuned for that as well. Yeah, that's me.
Right. And Ned.
Hello, I'm Natalie, Shield Maiden or Shield Maiden cosplay across all platforms. That's Shield with 2 eyes. You can also find me on Instagram at zelman.arts, where I post my pottery and things like that. I'm working on some D&D inspired tankards that are still in the works and may take a bit because I'm moving, but soon. Otherwise, you can find me here for Laurelwind and Cow Pals and every other Friday here.
Yeah.
All right, and I am Sarah, or Princess Lady Bro, across all the things. I've been your dungeon master. Things at them, especially dreams. I love dreams. I love what you can learn from dreams. I love what you suffer from dreams. Sorry, was that? So our next game will be March 4th. I'm trying not to think about the fact that the second month of this year is already over. It's fine. So, are we gonna go read? What are we doing? Are we gonna go read anybody?
I don't have my life prepared or anything.
Oh,
Hang
that's
on.
okay. Me neither.
Yeah, we'll just do this.
I have a lot to type up. Is what I need to do.
Yeah.
My God.
We're gonna raid Captain
my
Robert.
gosh.
Yay!
Well, thank you so much for joining us this evening. Again, come back Monday, come back on Thursday, and March 4th. We will see you again real soon. Have a great night.
Bye.
Bye.